push this back an hour. I hope everybody's staying warm and has power. We have, I don't know, maybe a couple inches of snow in Nashville, and I think it's like sleeting right now. And I just lost track of time. I'm working on my video for tonight, so y'all know all things Adelson's are my fave. So it'll be a good one. I think a lot of y'all, especially if you're new to the case or somewhat new, you're going to be like, oh, I haven't seen that. Even I saw some things I hadn't seen. So I'm pulling out footage all across the board. But today, I thought this would be a good weekend to go over the Kevin West trial, which he was just, I mean, I'm not going to, you can say it's a spoiler alert, but it's not hard to figure out that he gets convicted. So that just happened a few days ago, and it was not live streamed, but the court, which is bizarre, I'm just going to tell you it's bizarre. They allowed, I guess, Court TV and Law and Crime to be in there during the day to film, and then they could air it like once court was over for the day, which I don't know what the point is in that, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a warning that the court reporter, she's on a regular computer, and it's just like click, 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 click. I don't know why she doesn't have a quiet keyboard, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to let y'all know. But I'm going to say hi to y'all. It's good to see you. Tennis, glad you're here. And John Smith, you're going to enjoy your just DoorDash deliver value. My wife is going to lose her mind about this ice storm. Yeah. So my husband is like obsessed with the weather. I mean, right now it's all over. And he's like, I'm like, is this it? He's like, no, the worst stuff is coming. And I'm just like, well, are we going to lose power? Because that's what I worry about. But it's so good to see everybody, and just hi to everybody. But I'll go ahead and get started. Obviously, I'm not going to play everything from the trial, and I'm going to try and do this at 1.25 speed. I am used to listening to things at really fast speed, and I know some people it bugs them, but I don't think they're really fast talkers up there in Washington State. That's where this is. But basically, the nutshell is she was like 48. Her husband's a fire chief. You know, he's making $160,000 a year. Was going to have a nice pension, and he's having an affair. And everybody's like in on the affair, and they just all kind of throw her under the bus, say she died of natural causes because she ate potato chips and drank soda. I mean, it's crazy. So we're going to watch, and yeah, it's just, they're all stoned. Yeah, I mean, it is just bizarre. But then when his mom gets on the stand, she kind of has that Donna vibe, like, that's my baby boy. But you're going to have a new appreciation for Georgia Cappleman. I know some people are like, she's okay. You know, I mean, a lot of us love her. But when you start watching these other trials, I said the other day, you realize there's a lot of really bad attorneys out there. I mean, bad. I mean, like these trials going on right now, the Banfield or the au pair trial, his defense attorney, when the judge is like telling him everything to bring in on a thumb drive, I think the guy was like glazed over, like thinking, how am I going to do that? All right. So I'm going to play the opening, and I think it's like both of them together. It's 34 minutes. So we'll see how it goes at 1.25. Oh, I'm going to turn on closed captioning as well, because like in these courtrooms, it can be kind of hard to hear because of the loud keyboard. So let's see how it goes. But this is the prosecutor. She's kind of young. So let's go. Again, this is the Kevin West trial. His wife, Marcy West. She's the victim.
Police court, present counsel. Members of the jury. This case did not begin as a homicide investigation. But what matters is not how this case began, but how the truth ultimately emerged. At 4:27 a.m., about 2 years ago to the day today, the defendant, Kevin West, called 911. He alerted dispatchers, my wife is having a seizure. moving her to her side and getting her off the bed safely. He alerts them on the call. She's now no longer breathing. 911 dispatchers notified the Camas Washington Police Department instantaneously. The evidence will show that the Camas Washington Fire Department arrives on scene within minutes. The evidence will show that when the Camas Washington Fire Department arrives on scene, they have the equipment, they have the training, and they have the knowledge to face whatever is on the other side of that door, whether it be a fire or to save a loved one. And in this case, they were attempting life-saving measures on Marcel Mulder West, known in life as Marcy and known from his trial as Marcy. The first responders trusted what they were told because it wasn't an unknown caller. It was a battalion chief, someone that was a friend, someone that they trusted, and most importantly, someone who's trained in life-saving measures. The evidence will show the time of death for Marcel West was called at 5:11 in the morning. The defendant told all those on scene, "We had a good day, we had Chinese food, we watched a few movies." In some accounts, he concludes that they had made love that night. She had taken some ibuprofen, had a headache, threw up. She and I went to bed around 11:30. He wakes up to the dog whimpering, sees the wife seizing. She has no history of seizures. She has no medical history. Now, this is what he tells the Camas Washington Fire Department, his coworkers and friends, and Washington Police Department, an agency that works very closely with the Camas Washington Fire Department. And for a while, that explanation held. Given Marcy's age and no known issues with her health, the medical examiner took custody of the body. Now, you will hear that the initial examination, that there are several different types of examinations that can occur at the medical examiner's office. The medical examiner notes injuries, takes things together. But she also notes that they are getting information from trained medical personnel. A fire battalion chief with paramedic training for over 20 years. She's certainly not ready to say anything is suspicious or put what is going to be the result. And you also hear that the West family quickly arranged for Marcel West to be transported to Straub's funeral home. So as the body is leaving to go to Straub's funeral home, the medical examiner receives information from several sources, asking them to look into this, to look into it further. So upon bringing the body back, a second examination, more thorough examination is done. Now this examination will cut further onto the neck and cut further onto the head, something that from the testimony we'll hear damages the face. She peels back more and notices injuries. Dr. Burt will testify that there was damage to the carotid sheath, the coverage of carotid arteries. There was damage hemorrhaging to the esophagus. There was bilateral bruising behind the ears, and that when the scalp was peeled back, there was a large contusion between the skull and the scalp. Those constellation of injuries, including other injuries that Dr. Burt will testify to, are those of vascular strangulation. Now, there are two ways in the testimony and evidence that you will hear that someone can be strangled. There's a strangulation that cuts off the airways, and a type of strangulation, a vascular strangulation, that cuts off the blood's access to the brain. We anticipate the evidence and testimony will show that the pressure on the carotids does not take much time for someone to pass out. However, it will take minutes in order for that person to die. Now, due to the appearance of impropriety, the investigation is handed off to the Clark County Sheriff's Office. It was then investigated by major crimes detectives Dean Pelton and Lawrence Scott. Now, they interviewed the defendant on January 23rd, 2024, and he tells them the same story. Happy day, happy marriage. Some bumps down the road here or there, but he's never going to leave Marcy. I love Marcy, she's a great mom. Now, the evidence will show at that time detectives took Marcy's phone and they began an investigation of the forensics surrounding the scene, particularly phone forensics. Marcy's phone will show that her last search was at 12:09 a.m. on January 8th, the mother of the bride dresses. The evidence will show that when the defendant's phone was reviewed, there were some text messages as well. text messages that were in direct contrast from the happy story that he was telling everyone. On January 7th, the day before Marcy's death, he texted his mistress's mother, "Just felt the need to send you a message. Today has been a tough day. I keep thinking about how happy I was yesterday and how we laughed. I want you to know how spiritually connected Cynthia and I are. We have something so incredibly special. Yesterday, talking with you, her, and I together felt so great. I can't explain the familiarity and love I have for both of you. You are my family, and I feel like we have always been. Thank you for your love and support. I will never be able to express how much that means to me. I love Cynthia to tears and will always give her my all. Love you, Mom. Please know how strong we are and that nothing will ever come between us." Now, after he met with Clark County Sheriff's officers, the testimony and evidence and phone data will show that he deleted those messages. He deleted messages that he had sent to others that said, "I'm going to leave Marcy on January 8th. I know where I stand." He deleted those messages on January 26th, 3 days after he had met with Clark County Sheriff's officers. Members of the jury, you will also hear the financial strain. But you as jurors do not have to consider all of these things in isolation. You'll be instructed that you can use your common sense. We all know that things don't occur in a vacuum. People experience financial strain. People have affairs. People talk about leaving. Those are the realities of life and could perhaps be coincidences. But in the investigation of the death of Marcel West, the timing will matter. The convergence will matter. And you as the jury at the end of this trial will be asked to apply your common sense and see whether or not all of these things together make sense. The evidence will show that the defendant's story of what happens does not hold up to investigative scrutiny. It does not hold up to medical testimony. You will also see, in addition to this, that people, yes, do grieve differently. There will be evidence and photographs that you will see that in the days leading after her death, the photo of the two of them that once hung proudly outside or in front of the door is taken down, is put behind a couch. The room that she once occupied, the room she died in, cleared of furniture, mattress, belongings, everything empty. Her very existence in his phone deleted her contact information. Deleted. Her text messages deleted. Members of the jury, this is not a case about questioning the integrity of first responders. They run towards danger and help those when they're most vulnerable, when everyone else is running out. And that trust within the community is rightfully earned. But this is a case about the actions of one man in his personal life who just happens to be a battalion chief. Members of the jury, when you evaluate the phone data, the testimony of witnesses, the medical testimony, the photographs, everything in conjunction, my colleague Jessica Smith will ask that you find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree. Thank you.
And it's my understanding the defense wishes to make opening at this time. Is that correct?
It is correct. Thank you. Kevin West did not kill Marcel. I call him Marcel because that's her full name. Marcy, we call her Marcy. Kevin West, on the early morning of January 8th, 2024, tried to save her. He used his skills of 25 years of being a paramedic, his training, his passion to try to save her. Good. Call 911, knowing the responsibility would bring a battalion chief, it would bring a captain, it would bring 3 other paramedics. He knew this, that they would come in to scrutinize this to help, and he wanted their help because he couldn't save her. So they came in and they tried, and they couldn't save her. People, not every life-saving effort works. He tried to save the woman he'd been married to for about 22 years, 10 to 20 years, and didn't want to, if he could, somehow save her. He loved her, she loved him. But it was not a perfect marriage. You will find it was not. It was a deteriorating marriage. It was one that had been crumbling for years. almost from the beginning, but glued together by children and circumstances and friends that you name. So they had met when they were in their late 20s in Eugene, Oregon. She was working at a Peace Health down there. She was working as a CNA for an oncologist. Kevin was working for Eugene Fire at the time. He was working their non-emergency transport. This is the van that takes people to the hospital, medical appointments, non-emergency. That was the job he was doing. His dream was to become a firefighter. That was his goal. On one of his visits to the hospital, to drop someone off to the oncology appointment, he met Marcy. They caught each other on each other's eye. They liked each other. They started dating. And they became a couple. Kevin continued in his quest to become a firefighter. He began his EMT training, went to Lincoln College, got his EMT degree, then he went further and got his paramedic qualification through the same college. At the same time, he was volunteering at the rural Lane County Fire Department, and he became a paramedic with some experience. At some point, he gets a job with what was then known as the Kansas Fire Department. This is before they joined Marshall. And he and Marcy moved up to Vancouver at that point. They got married. Life seems good. They had a couple of children. Kevin is working his way up the ladder, working hard at the fire department. Marcy is now working himself up here in Vancouver. But things change. After the birth of their first child, Ted, they have two kids, Ted and Megan, wonderful kids. After the birth of their first child, Ted, Marcy loses all interest in reducing math and uncommonly sometimes. But it causes a real strain on the relationship. It causes them to grow apart. They have different personalities. Marcy's very reserved. Marcy is not a very sociable person. Marcy did not like to go to social functions. Kevin is the opposite. He's outgoing. He's outspoken. He likes people. He loves people. He wants affection. And he's not getting that bad. So at some point in the fire department, there's a volunteer there. Her name is Cynthia Ward. And they develop a friendship. It progresses into more than a friendship. They have a brief affair. A strong connection. It runs its course briefly, and then they're off after that. Cynthia moves away. Kevin continues his life with his wife, working his way up the ladder. Marcy keeps working at the hospital. She's working as some kind of administrative position in the ER at Peace Health. Kevin works his way up the ladder. He goes from paramedic firefighter to being captain, and at some point becoming the battalion chief, one of the battalion chiefs. But their marriage continues to crumble. But it's like everything. It ebbs, it flows. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Sometimes there's hope, sometimes there's not. And over the years, Kevin's not getting that attention. He wants that kind of love he wants. So, in about July of 2023, this is about 6 months before Marcy dies. So this is kind of the 6 month time frame. He reaches out to Cynthia, finds her on Facebook. Hey, how you doing? It's been a while. Remember me? Oh, sure, I remember you. They start trading messages. They develop a friendship and online. At some point, they meet. They don't meet personally until late August. The relationship comes pretty fast. They meet. They renew their affair. They don't see each other very often because they live a ways apart, and they see each other about once every month or so. This is a relationship that Kevin is keeping secret from us. Holding out the hope that perhaps someday that relationship could be repaired, perhaps not. He leaves messages, he communicates on WhatsApp. He does the things that a spouse does to keep a relationship upright. But again, it rises, it falls, and there was a time when it was really frosty, some really bad sneaky messages going back and forth a little bit, but every once in a while it gets better. And here's right around the end of the year, after Christmas of 2023, suddenly there's a pretty significant fall in the relationship. The messages become kinder. The tone warmed between the two. Now, as a backdrop, it was right around the very beginning of January, about January 2nd or 3rd. Megan, who's now first year pre-med at the University of Washington, did really well in school, got scholarships. And when Marcy went up there to take her back, they couldn't listen to music in the car because she had one of her minor heads.
Objection. Motion's moving here on that.
For rule of objection.
And so they couldn't listen to music as they normally would because she had this minor head. This would become a chronic problem.
Did y'all see the judge? I don't even think he was listening. He was like, what? Oh, yeah, overruled.
She comes back, some more time goes by, Megan's up north, Ted is now going into family business. He's actually starting his first night of residency at the Hawkinson Fire Department. And then fast forwarding a little bit, this is going up to January 7th. This is Sunday the 7th. This is the day before Marcy passes. Marcy's been having chronic problems, chest pains. He's been having ear pain, like ear sensation, chronic migraine.
What a coincidence. So Kevin's been telling his paramour January 8th. That'll be when everything changes for us because he was going to file for divorce. And Marcy, would you know, just happened to die of natural causes at 48 years old on January the 7th. Come on.
Carries ibuprofen with her shirt. She won't go to the doctor. Never, ever goes to the doctor. Kevin tries to get her to go. She won't go. At some point, they get a new benefit at work. It's called the lifespan. It's some kind of product that's sold to unions so that they can get a scan of your body and different health conditions. Turns out, but this was something that wasn't planned along on the spur of the moment. She didn't have this until just about a month before she passed. It was December 2023 when she had it done. But to get on the list, you had to plan this a year in advance. Kevin had made that appointment for her a year before because she knew it was up. At least she would get this. You'll be findings, fatty liver. She had PVC, which is a pre-particular contraction, which is a heart condition that is not, from what we understand, is not typically fatal, not typically because a lot of people have it. And that's all they were. So now here we go, we're on the 7th. And this is the last day Ted's in the house. Kind of exciting because he's going over to the fire department for the first time. And that morning, Kevin gets up in the morning like he always does, early, makes his coffee, that's what he does, he's in the living room, and the house is laid out. You'll kind of get the feeling for it later. It's a two-story house, pretty big. Come down the stairs, around, down the hallway to another family room, there's a kitchen there. He has his coffee. Marcy gets up. It's pleasant. She's searching for things related to their daughter's upcoming wedding, which is going to be in July, August, but that exciting times. This is what everybody's looking for. She's also searching for places for Kevin and her to go on his birthday, which is on January 18th, which is a couple weeks away. This is their family one. Ted makes pancakes for the family with the kid. And it's a really nice one. That afternoon, Ted and Megan play a family card game called Spike and Mouse. So they play this game. Ted's the big winner, so it's kind of an exciting afternoon. It's a very nice warm feeling, one that Kevin hasn't seen in a long time. And so, for the afternoon, Ted goes to work. Kevin says, hey, let me go get some food. We'll eat some food, we'll do some takeout, we'll watch some movies, and have a nice evening. Okay, so he goes down to, if Washington, toward the east end of Washington, there's a Safeway, there's a plaza, there's a restaurant in there called H. It's a Japanese restaurant. He goes down there, they're not open. So he sends her a text, they're not open, what do you want to do? Then there's a phone call. And he says, okay, I'm going to go to the Chinese garden, Chinese cafe, whatever it is, it's that one in downtown Washington. And he picks up lemon chicken and noodles for Marcy. That's her favorite food. He comes home. It's just a joy. They eat food. They start streaming. They stream a couple of movies. Several hours go by. It's kind of cool from there. They only been intimate maybe every month and a half or so, sometimes every few weeks or so, but very, very rarely. And this day, they were close.
I mean, so, okay, he's in the middle of an affair. He says he's leaving her the next day, and he tells everybody they were intimate on her last night after they ate Chinese food. Because nothing gets you all psyched and ready than Szechuan chicken and big thing of white rice.
Sometime in the evening, they went upstairs together to their bedroom. Afterward, Kevin came back downstairs. He goes back down the stairs, around the hallway, all the way to the family room. He's sitting there watching the TV with the volume up. And at some point, Marcy comes downstairs and says, I'm having one of my terrible headaches. So she takes ibuprofen. She goes back upstairs. He checks on her to make sure she's okay. Paramedic is always going to say, hey, how's your walk? How's your head? And she goes back upstairs. And a little while later, maybe 45 minutes or so, he hears, in spite of the distance and the sound going on, he hears her throwing up on her. He goes upstairs quickly to check on her. She's in the guest bathroom. He helps her. He holds her hair back. Does all the things you do for somebody to have in control. She throws up violently for a solid minute. And then she goes to bed. Kevin goes back downstairs for a while, so when he goes up to bed. He's asleep. Is Marcy asleep with him? Marcy might not sleep. She's not asleep. Kevin was asleep. And sometime around early morning hours, turns out it's a little bit after 4 a.m. we believe, but we have a dog, Sadie. Sadie sleeps on the bed all the time. You'll see the leggings, you'll see the bedspread, you'll see the on here. Sadie sleeps on the various places on the bed. Now, Sadie starts to win enough finally so that it wakes Kevin. Kevin's trying quite attention. And then you feel something different. You feel something kind of stiff and unusual. So he kind of reaches over, he looks over, and Marcy's having a seizure. He's a trained paramedic, he can recognize the seizure.
So this doesn't even make sense. He something's weird. Did he say she was still or stiff, but she's having a seizure? If you've ever been around somebody having a seizure, it's like, I mean, it's convulsing. They're shaking. So you would wake up to the bed shaking.
He sees the seizure, he goes around and tries to help her. This is something he's not seen happen to her before. She doesn't have any real life-threatening conditions that he's aware of. So
Oh, I'll go ahead and let you know the autopsy says strangulation.
he calls 911. He can't help her, and he has enough sense to not let his ego get in the way like a lot of people are trying to do. He tries to help her first, and then he calls 911, knowing the response is coming. He's on the phone with 911. They're telling him to perform CPR.
I mean, what an unfortunate bunch of events. They ate Chinese food, and he's going to claim they watched 3 movies, but he doesn't remember which ones. They made love. She went and vomited, went to bed, and now she's having a seizure. I mean, wow.
Call. He's a little frustrated because they're teaching him, they're trying to get him to do CPR in a way that he does not feel that they should according to his training, but he ends up following the instructions, the breaths and then the compressions. So he's giving her compressions, he's good at this. He knows that this. He's giving very good, effective compressions. At some point he hears a silence. He says, I gotta run downstairs. It's all 911. I gotta run downstairs and unlock the door. He does. Goes downstairs, unlocks the door, comes back up, compressions. Then you see the cavalry arrive. You got 2 paramedics traveling together first. They get out of the car. One of them comes in first. He comes in. He says, "Where are you?" And he hears a voice upstairs. I'm up here. And so he goes up. He realizes for the first time, it's this home. It's got to be nice. It's the television. Rick goes in, sets up his heart monitor. He's kind of the head guy at this one. Sets up the heart monitor, puts the IVs in for the epinephrine, and the isolating partner. These are things that help stimulate the heart and make the chances a little better. And at the same time, we have Eric Miller come in, another paramedic, and he's setting up.
I mean, Beatrice, that's true. I guess I'm thinking of grand mal seizures. Regardless, he's making it all up.
For the what's called the Lucas device, you learn about this thing. And the Lucas device is going to be important. And when you get the Lucas device on, you've got the monitoring going on, and then you've got another paramedic who comes in. She's working the head. She's doing what they call the bagging. Okay, you got someone doing it's a bag valve, and that's the EDMs. And she's working that. And this is
It's interesting, Tater. I read your comment that the medical examiner got a tip and then they brought her body back from the funeral home. So I missed that probably because I was on a marathon run on this case, just watching pieces of it. I wonder who all that was. I'll have to look. Rosie, if you suffocate someone, is there any sign of that other than strangulation? Yeah, I mean, they can tell a lot of different things, but I'm guessing, Kevin being the fire chief, he's got a lot of connections, and these government people, they cover a lot for each other.
Where you have to press down on the face really hard to get a seal over the mouth and the nose. And you have to reach under the head and grab it under the chin and allow behind the ears and squeeze, lift the head and pull so you clear the air. And she does this, and somebody else has to do the bagging for this brief period of time because you only have so many hands. And so she's doing this until they get the eye gel. And that's a tube that's shaped like this long. And it goes in like this. It's a blind insertion where it keeps the airway open. Then they hook the bag valve mask up to the eye gel. They work on her for 30 minutes. You'll see a video of this Lucas device. This thing is literally a machine. It's doing CPR. It's mechanized CPR. It's got an arch like this. It's got a really hard metal back plate underneath it. It starts in the middle of your back and extends up to the top. And this thing is just pounding away. It's also got a strap that goes up around the neck to keep the person from seeing. And this thing is just pounding away. Every 2 minutes, it gives a tone and it stops. You're supposed to look at her vitals. And then if it's not going on, you go for another 2 minutes. They did 9 rounds of life-saving measures. they did more than they would do for me. They tried so hard because this is COVID. They never got a heart response. It appears that she may have been dead when they got there. She may have been dead when Kevin got there. When Kevin was first trying to find out if she was breathing, it was very dark. He found out that the lights were working in the bedroom. It had like one of these weird remotes. It's a fan light that didn't work for some reason. And so he couldn't see, he couldn't watch the chest rise. He thought she was breathing at first, and she appeared not to be breathing. So after all these efforts, at 5:11 a.m. in January of 2020, Marcel arrested Marcy. The house is filled with paramedics, firefighters, police come, district, and unexpected death of police. So they come, they check it. It is the Washington Police and Council's absolutely right. They have to send it off to different one, just to avoid the appearance of impropriety. Just didn't want to look like they're treating one of their own better than others. So that's what they do. The medical examiner comes and takes some time. 14 medical examiner's office. And about 2 days later, there's an autopsy. This is Dr. Martha Burke. You heard about her a moment ago, you heard about her again. And Dr. Martha Burke does an initial autopsy. Really nothing to see here, but she does this initial autopsy, no real serious findings. And then they receive some information from somebody, as counsel mentioned, the confidential say, hey, because the body been done, packed up and sent to the funeral. Go get that body back. So they go get the body, they bring it back. A couple days after that, they do a second autopsy. Dr. Burke will insist it's one autopsy, but it's the second part of one autopsy. They did not make any additional decisions, the counsel said. What they did was they just looked at the same and took more pictures and put the best. What they call a reflection they had done first. So this time, with this newly acquired information, they're now.
Yeah, newly acquired information. So thanks for, is it Katie that mentioned that? Thank you. So I just looked, it says, in the case of Kevin West, convicted of murdering his wife, it was not one single tipster, but rather multiple people close to the couple who contacted authorities with suspicions. Articles regarding this case, including details on the tips that led to a second autopsy, can be found, and it links like 3 different articles. Initial ruling was a seizure and autopsy was inconclusive, but they trusted his account of it because he was a fellow first responder. The tips. Following the death, several people reached out to law enforcement with concerns about the couple's relationship and suspicions that the death was not natural. Suspicions, witnesses informed authorities that Kevin West was having an affair with a woman named Cynthia Ward and that he had previously expressed that he couldn't afford to divorce his wife. Result, these tips prompted a second autopsy which found evidence of strangulation, trauma to the neck, carotid artery, and esophagus. Nice.
Interpreting things in their life. And Dr. Burke will say that it appeared to be blunt force trauma to the carotid sheath, which is this thing that runs down here to the top of your heart. And all the damage, all the tissue damage is kind of low to the neck, or the top of the neck. And you also learned that on the 7th before Ken left, he gave her one of these incredible Ken West massages. I should have mentioned it earlier. He gave these massages where he would rub really hard. He would stick his elbow in and just dig.
Okay, so they're talking about Ted West, who is the son of Marcy and Kevin. And he's, I don't know, like young 20s. And he's a masseuse or just got out of massage school. And he had given her a hard massage. And they think that could have done all this damage. Do you know how painful that would have been? Yeah. Whimsical. I agree. Yeah. Why they go into all these crazy stories that a defense puts together. I know. It's just like Michael McKee saying not guilty, but he's got that attorney. I mean, what are they going to say? This only has a couple more minutes.
People said, okay, that's enough. Everybody wanted more. He gave everybody massages. He was famous for this. He gave Kevin massages. He gave Marcy massages almost every day. All his female cousins and sisters, he gave everybody these incredible massages. But they see this damage, and Dr. Burke has to really just off what she sees and what she's hearing. Can't talk to the person. So she sees no other cause that she can think of that she identifies. So she calls it asphyxiation, and she deems it a homicide. That is her job, those are her guidelines, that's what she had to work with. It is a guess. So police are notified, Clark County Sheriff's Office gets sent in. It's Dean Tellison and Lawrence Zapata are kind of leading the charge on this. At some point, they show up at Kevin's house unannounced on January 24th, I think it was, 2024. He's didn't know they were coming, but he invites them in. He sits down for a long interview, shares all this information. No, she never had any medical conditions. No, she was healthy. I don't know, couldn't make any reason for why she her. Thank you very much, sir. They leave. And then they come back about a week later, and they show up unannounced. He invites them in, sits down for another one. He has all these chances, and they're telling him, we found all this deep tissue damage. How can you explain that? I said, I don't know. She didn't have any medical conditions. So that's how we start. There's a lot of talk about direct and circumstantial evidence. There's all circumstantial. And it does not add up to proof, there's no doubt. At the end of this, ladies and gentlemen, I will be coming back here. And I'll be asking you, based upon everything you've listened to so carefully for the past couple of weeks.
Okay. So, okay, this is the graphic part. I looked online to see what part of the testimony they showed when. So they said this body cam footage was one of the first things they showed. So I'm just letting y'all know it's graphic. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible, but it's got the beeping and all that. So I'm just gonna let y'all know it's 22 minutes, but I've got it on 1.25. So I'm gonna play it now. That's their dog, Sadie. Okay. So she's the one that woke him up. But it's like, I feel like that dog, I mean, that's like a stress bark to me. I'm a dog person. I've had dogs my whole life. That's how I took it. Like trying to, I think Sadie knew. And Kevin is an actor that's like Wendy.
I got you.
Yeah, so remember now, this is the day that was going to file for divorce, and just this morning she's dead, or the next day. But yes, he was making $160,000 a year as the fire chief, and I mean, I guess he retires at 50. I don't know what that would come out to for a pension, but I'm sure it's a pretty good pension. Those government ones pretty much are. But he would have had to give up half of that, and he didn't want to. So they thought they could just make it all go away. He and I think the paramour knew.
Sorry. Yep. All right, that's all good.
Is that not the fakest cry? I think it's weird to be crying like that. If he's an EMT and they're there, you got to look at like those responses. I mean, usually you'd be like, "Oh my God." I mean, like, what do you think's happening? You'd be more like that instead of, it was just like when they said to Wendy, and he's been shot. Oh my God. I mean, you can't even react that fast.
What does the water say? What's the water say? Right now it's just CPR. Let's go please, Kevin. Go again. What was it? You want that water? Yep. She's taking nothing. She had ibuprofen last night, but today she threw up at 11.
See, that's just weird too. Oh, she's had nothing, but she took ibuprofen and threw up at 11. You can't just, when you're like really upset and you're, I mean, you can't even talk. And if you try, people they don't understand you.
Okay. And I didn't think anything of it. She didn't act weird. It was a bad headache, but it wasn't like something I would think I would need to call for. Yeah. She was through the floor. You guys can put it up so we can chat. You guys need to.
I know the dog's upsetting. My dogs are like waking out. No, that's not a clock. That's that CPR machine thing. I think what it's called.
Should be. To my knowledge, I think.
Thank you, riding shotgun. See, we got a nurse in here. Metronome. I don't know how to pronounce it. Turn it down, but still talk. Women's School, that's a good question. Wonder what he was thinking at this time. Do you think he's thinking, oh my God, what have I done? I think about that a lot of times with these murderers. You don't know how you're going to react, right? Just like when Jan was killed, and then when Katie went to Charlie, she said he was like freaking out and he had a gun, and he probably wasn't expecting to have that reaction. The other people had guns. Oh, he's so fake. Yeah, he was doing a windy move. I gotta act. What makes me sick is he goes over there and like holds her hand. It's disgusting. Roseanne says Kevin's coworker, a blonde woman, was the tipster. She originally wanted to remain anonymous. She testified. Yes, I saw her. She was good. But there was another guy too that even told him, like, that's not a good look to have a girlfriend. Is he asking how he tells his kids? Because he has a daughter too. How do I tell her? Sounds like somebody else we know. How do I even talk to them? Yeah, I feel like he definitely had thought about it. I don't know. Like, God, he just didn't want to give up half his pension. It was a big deal to him. Maybe then they got into an argument that night. I don't know, but I definitely think he had thought about it before.
Do we have a time? 11. Control 36. Time of death 0511.
And then they're hugging these guys because, you know, it's like he's their boss.
Is he going to talk to him?
I'm afford them. He's got the kids all pulled in on it.
Yeah, you got started.
Look at him sitting there. Oh, they're rubbing his back.
Let's see if he needs it.
Oh, I mean, he's holding her hand. That's sick.
Yes. My apologies.
That looks so unnatural, the way he's holding my hand and rubbing it too. Dictator. Wendy didn't go to the hospital. To be fair in that, I mean, Wendy was already divorced. Not to defend her.
Let him know that once he's out of the room, he can't come back.
My God, he was just on the floor laying there sobbing, and now he's up walking down the stairs.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
True.
Thank you. Sorry, too. Sorry, you guys.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys got everything, because once we're gonna lock it down.
Yeah.
That's where.
Yeah, we're gonna lock it down because now we got a murder scene.
Garbage.
Yeah. We can grab the kid with the mask up there if you want to.
Yeah.
They threw the ball today because he said he's going to be sick. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So anybody else come in the room, I'll need to take down your names, because now we're gonna take over, okay? I just
That's what that guy,
everybody
like-
get every piece of garbage, so he doesn't have to
Better than we've
see
seen
any
in
memories. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sorry.
Eric did a good sweep.
Pretty good.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be.
No, we completely understand.
Mm. All right. So now we're going to go to the daughter. Actually, I was going to go. Well, we'll do the daughter and then we'll do Marcy's mom. I'm sad. Now I'm just going to go ahead and warn y'all. The daughter's got something going on with her eye. I thought it was seizures, but then somebody said it's thyroid. You'll just have to watch to see what I'm talking about. But she's a college student. And her name's Megan.
Do you swear or affirm that any
Oh, sorry.
testimony you give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes. Right here?
Have one, Mr. Now that you're seated, state your name in full, then spell your last name for the court record.
I'm sorry, what was that?
State your name in full, then spell your last name for the court record.
Okay. My name is Megan Kathleen West. It's W-E-S-T.
Go ahead, John.
Good afternoon, Megan.
Hi.
It's okay if I call you Megan?
Yes.
Megan, do you know Kevin West?
Yes.
Who is he?
He's my father.
Is that him sitting right there?
Yes.
Just a little bit of background information on you. Where do you currently live?
I live in the center, Washington.
How long have you lived there?
Maybe a few weeks. Not long.
And before that, where were you?
Vancouver, Washington.
Was there a time when you were living in Seattle?
Yes, there was.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
can you describe that?
I was living in Seattle while I was attending the University of Washington.
Now, you've talked to your brother Ted already. I understand he's your brother, correct?
Yes.
And your mother was Marcy.
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Washougal, Washington.
Did you go through the whole school system here?
What was that?
Did you go through the whole school system here?
Yes, through high school.
And then after high school, what did you do?
I went to the University of Washington for one academic year.
Now, in Washougal, the last house you lived with your family, where's that located?
Do you want the address?
If you know it.
2573 34th Street.
And do you recall roughly when you moved in?
It was right before my freshman year of high school.
Now, growing up with your family, your parents, were you able to kind of get an idea what kind of relationship they had for the most part?
Yes.
What was it like?
It was a loving, caring relationship. They cared about each other very much. Yes, they had disagreements like all couples do, but overall it was very loving.
So as far as the disagreements, did you see
Doesn't that sound so coach? They had a loving relationship and, disagreements like all couples.
fights?
Like physical,
Well,
like
any kind of fight.
they would occasionally raise their voices at each other. My mom would sometimes get angry and throw something, but that was really it.
Was there ever any physical fights between you?
No.
Wow.
Now, were you kind of aware of your mother's habits as far as exercise and so forth goes?
Yes.
What was it like?
She mo-
I mean, listen to this guy. Like the defense attorney is going straight in like, oh, were you aware about your mom's exercise habits or lack thereof? I mean, we're 3 minutes into the testimony and she's already said, oh yeah, my mom might, like throw something. Horrible.
mostly just did walking occasionally.
Anything else?
No,
How was her eating habits?
they weren't great.
Are you kind of focused on eating habits yourself?
Yes.
All right. And so how would you characterize her weight, her style of eating?
She didn't always choose the healthiest food options. She drank soda a lot instead of water.
Tragedy.
A lot of processed foods. She occasionally did try keto diet, but it never really stuck.
Did she ever complain about any physical pain or ailments?
Yes, headaches.
Like how often?
They would pretty much be every day, every other day.
Let's talk about just about a year or so before she passed.
Okay.
Were you living at home during that year?
The year before she passed, majority I was in Seattle most of the time, but I would come home frequently.
Okay. On the weekends or holidays or something like that?
Holidays, weekends, I had a very open, academic schedule, so I was able to take the train probably every other week.
Well, let's talk about before that. Let's say the year before you moved, this would have been probably your senior year in high school.
Yes.
And did she have that kind of an ailment at that time?
Ailment like the headache?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
And what would she do for those headaches?
She would take large amounts of ibuprofen.
Did she carry them with her?
Yeah, she had a Costco-sized bottle of ibuprofen with her at all times in her purse.
This, in your recollection, you say this was frequent.
I mean, we have 2 Costco ibuprofen bottles in our house. We got one in the bathroom and one in the pantry. And I have a little bottle where I refill it from or into. So
How frequent?
The headaches?
Yeah.
Every day. Like she complained almost every day
Were
of
they,
headaches.
yeah.
And so
Like
let's
the
talk about the
family.
last year, before she passed. You say you were living up in Seattle, is that right?
Yes,
Living in one of the dorms?
yes. Older hall.
You lived in older home. And so you went up there probably at the end of August or something like that?
Yes, that's around that time.
Okay, this would have been 2023, am I right?
Yes, 23.
Yeah, but before that, you lived at home.
Yes.
Did she ever complain about any other physical ailment that you can recall that she would say, I'm experiencing this right now?
Muscle aches, particularly in her neck and her feet.
But now the headaches you're talking about, when you would come back, starting in the fall, you went up there in late August. And then how often did you come back that first semester? Because she passed it in your first semester, didn't she?
It was the beginning of second.
Is that beginning of second?
Yes.
So we're just talking about that one semester. How often do you come back?
I would come back probably twice, maybe 3 times a month.
More at the beginning than the end?
Yes,
Okay, homesick.
yes.
And so, so when you came back on those weekends, did you see her at the house?
Yes,
And was she having the same kind of problems?
yes, she was.
To your knowledge, did she go to the doctor about these problems?
No.
There's the eye thing. Did y'all see it? It happens a few more times.
Were you close to your mother?
Yes, I was.
Close to your dad too?
Yes.
And so, when they would have these fights, was it ever over finances?
Yes.
Just a little bit, or was that kind of a big thing?
It wasn't the only subject, but it was one that I noticed appeared more often than not.
What would be another subject?
Work sometimes. Like my mom wanted to travel a lot. We didn't always have that opportunity.
Were the fights ever about you?
Yes.
And that, how would that start? Fight between you and your dad, or
No, it'd be between my mom and I.
your dad be involved?
Yes.
When she looks over to the right, that's where her dad is sitting.
So you come home.
Her
on the
right.
weekends. When was the last time you came home before she passed?
It was winter break. We had just celebrated Christmas and New Year's, and she drove me back to my dorm right after New Year's.
Do you remember where you went for Christmas?
Probably.
Or if you went anywhere?
I don't remember that year if we went everywhere, but I think we went to Eugene sometime in that. Yes, we did go to Eugene. This is family.
So you got back for winter break, what, probably the second week of December? Maybe?
I went back. Are you saying like when I left school or when I went back?
When you
to
left
school?
school and came home.
Oh yes, it was right before Christmas. Probably a day or two before, probably.
Now, how were your mom and dad getting along at that time?
As far as I was concerned, they were getting along fine.
Was their relationship always good or always bad?
No, it was a good relationship. They had disagreements, but nothing stood out to me.
When you came back during that period, just before Christmas until the time you left, whatever that was, were they getting along okay during that time?
Yes,
Was it better than usual?
it was about the same as usual, I'd say.
And so, what day did you go back to school?
It was shortly after New Year's, probably the 2nd or 3rd of January, 2024.
And how did you get back to school?
My mom drove me.
How was that?
It was good. Partway through the drive, she experienced a severe headache. Asked me to pass her the ibuprofen bottle. We had to pull over multiple times. I almost had to take over driving.
Okay. Do you normally listen to music on the way up?
Yes,
Were you able to do that this time?
a little bit, but she had me turn it off after the headache started.
And about how far into the drive did she have to stop and pull over? Do you recall?
It was probably about halfway, the first stop, and then, we'd stop frequently after that just so she could get fresh air.
And then she took you to school, which you just dropped off and didn't come home?
No, she helped me back in my dorm, helped with my bags, my suitcase, and then after she had left, I walked her out, I gave her a hug, I walked back in, I realized something came over me that I needed to give her another hug. So I ran out back to her and I gave her another one.
Okay. So then you go back to school,
Yes.
and from that time until
No, John, there's a son too, the one that gave her the deep massage that they think triggered the seizure. And we'll hear from him next. And he acts it out on a dummy.
until the day your mother passed, did you have any contact with her?
Yes, I did.
Like how?
She often proofread my assignments. I would, write them, send her pictures, and she'd let me know if anything needed changes, like grammatically, or, oh, this might sound better, try this.
Was that something she often did?
Yes.
Very involved in your school?
Yes.
You did pretty well in school, I take it?
Yes.
So just going back to her diet a little bit, you say she didn't about these diet, like processed food.
Yes.
Did she eat snacks and stuff like that?
Yes, she did.
Like what kind of stuff?
She would have chips, a lot of chips. I remember that.
Did Dad cook?
Yes. Pepsi.
Yes. And so, now, growing up with your mother, you'd see.
I mean, they talk about the chips and the Pepsi like she's 120, been eating this forever. I mean, she's 48. Roseanne, every one of your comments I could have written. I feel the same way.
Her first thing in the morning sometimes.
Yes.
You'd see her during the day, sometimes at night just before bed.
Yes.
How did she normally dress? Let's say like in that last year, how did she dress normally?
If she wasn't going anywhere that day, she would dress pretty comfortable, usually a pair of leggings and t-shirt or a hoodie.
If it was a little colder, did she kind of layer up
Yes.
even in the house?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any recollection of her habit of wearing a bra?
Yes.
What do you call that?
She always wore a bra.
Do you know why she wore a bra?
It was just her personal preference. She never gave me a specific reason.
Okay. But did you feel like you had to wear a bra all the time? She did?
No.
Or why did you feel like
Yeah, Marcy did work. She was a CNA at an health group or oncology group. So she does work. And I think they said a lot of times would sleep in bras because she had a breast augmentation or something. But it's like they try to make it out like that's messed up.
Okay. Do I answer the question?
No, you don't.
No? Okay.
Good. When you would see her first thing in the morning, like, were there times where you get first and you see her come downstairs?
I'm sorry, finish the question. I don't decide.
Were there
Don't
times-
answer until I hear the question.
Were there times when you would get first and she would get up after?
Yes.
Okay. And so, where would you be typically when that happened?
I'd probably be downstairs eating breakfast or in my room getting ready for the day.
Would you be aware of whether or not she was wearing a bra at that time?
She always wore a bra.
How about late at night? It's bedtime. She's going to go to bed. What about then?
Yes, she wore one.
Do you ever remember a time when she wasn't?
Objection, it's absent, Mr. Brown.
Do you ever remember a time when she wasn't wearing a bra?
No.
Now, that last week that you came back, or the last couple of weeks that you came back, let's go to the after Christmas time. You were just there for a few days, is that right?
Yes.
Were they getting along pretty well when you went?
Yes.
How did your mother seem, other than the headaches, how did she seem like spiritually?
She seemed happy. We were just in family for Christmas. Everyone was in a good mood.
She said that when she first started too. Everyone had Christmas. Everyone was in a good mood. You can just tell when they've rehearsed.
We all have our style of dressing, especially when we're at home and we're in our element where other people don't see us. Would you describe her as a careful dresser?
Can you elaborate?
Well, was she always really careful to make sure everything was just right, everything was put on just the right way?
No, if she wasn't leaving the house, she didn't really pay attention to what
Why
she
do you
was
say that? When you say she didn't pay attention, what do you mean?
Her clothes were often backwards or inside out. Ever since I was a kid, that was something I always remembered about her.
Was it kind of a family difference?
No, a little bit, but as a kid, I'm like, oh, mommy's being silly. Her shirt's on backwards. But if she were to go out, she would be more careful.
Did that continue all the time?
Yes.
I mean, I just feel like this is so derogatory towards the victim. So all the time she wore her clothes inside out or backwards.
Now, as far as the, I guess the chores around the house, who did most of the cooking in the house?
My dad.
Also staying with you.
Who did most of the cleaning?
Objection relevance.
They brought this up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will object.
Who did most of the cleaning?
My dad.
Did your dad do a lot of cleaning?
Yes.
Was he, pretty tidy guy?
Yes.
Objection, ask and answer.
I'm going a little more like the answer to that.
So you go up to school, and you say, you maintain contact with your mom, you said, right?
Yes.
And are you talking on the phone too?
Yes.
And how did she seem?
She seemed happy. Like the last time I talked with her on the phone, she was laughing, joking with Ted, making fun of me a little bit, but she was happy.
Yeah, see, just, oh yeah, mom didn't eat well. She had headaches. She drank Diet Pepsi or Pepsi and ate potato chips. Dad, though, he was very tidy. He cleaned. And True Crime Wifey says it perfectly. Parental alienation can happen when parents are still together, often in control and balanced relationships. Domestic violence isn't always battery. Children can be brainwashed several ways. It's so true.
It was the night before she passed.
So this would have been on January 7th?
Yes.
So this would have been a Sunday night?
Yes.
I don't expect you to remember exactly when it was. Do you have an idea of ballpark what time it was?
It was nighttime. It was before I went to bed.
Funny, Karen.
So you go to school. How did you find out about your mother?
I was at the Starbucks at Susanville Library. I got a call from Dad asking where I was. I told him where I was. He told me to come to the dorm right away and that he and Ted were there. I walked back to my dorm. He walked me upstairs, sat me down, and told me that my mother had passed.
How was your dad emotionally when you saw him?
I could tell he was very shaken when I first saw him. When he told me that it was just him and Ted there, I instantly knew something had happened to Mom. I wasn't sure what, but his eyes were red. He was shaking, very distraught.
And I imagine you were not too happy either, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened after that?
We were in my dorm for a little bit. We were crying. After we had calmed down for a bit, he told me that they were taking me home and they would help me pack some bags to take me home.
And so this would have been a Monday morning, right?
I believe so.
Did you have school that day?
No, I did not. I didn't have classes Mondays or Fridays during that quarter semester.
So you went home, and who was with you on the ride back? Just you, your dad?
No, it was Dad, Ted, and I believe his name is Scott Slocum, who drove. Dad was in no shape to drive, so Scott drove us.
And on the drive back, how was your father emotionally?
He was very upset.
Was this one level of upset, or was it kind of up and down, or what was it?
He was constantly upset. I was, asking questions. He often needed time to collect himself before he could give me, an answer. Very, very upset. We were all upset.
And what was the seating arrangement?
Objection relevance.
I
What was the seating arrangement?
I can't remember.
You know if you're sitting next to your dad?
I don't remember.
So, do you have any idea what time?
I even think that's weird. I mean, it's been maybe 2 years, but she doesn't remember if she was sitting next to her dad or if he was in the front or back, which I don't know what it matters, but I would know that.
It was probably middle of the day.
Okay. Were there other people there?
Yes.
And so, were they, I mean, you know a lot of these firefighter friends, right?
Yes.
Were there a lot of firefighters?
I can't remember if there were any firefighters, but I know my grandma Lori and my grandpa Bill were there by the time we had arrived.
Okay. So you did you get a chance to see your mother before they did?
No.
There's your eye.
Now, I'm kind of jumping back just a little bit before you left for college. Are you aware of any kind of cleaning that took place in their bedroom? Your mom and dad's bedroom?
Relevance.
Okay, I'll allow that question.
Like before I left for college, like after winter break or
At any time, any kind of,
anytime. I know they were getting carpets cleaned upstairs.
was that while you were still there?
I can't remember. I know they were prepping for it, and then after Mom had passed, things still weren't set to where they were, so Dad had to rearrange. Like the furniture upstairs.
All right. So you come home, there's some family shows up, firefighters are there. When the firefighters all kind of cleared out, what time was that?
I don't remember.
Who was left after they left?
I don't remember. I know Dad, Ted, and I, but I don't remember anyone like
Do
specifically.
you remember your grandmother showing up that day?
Yes.
And then, do you remember anybody coming over in the evening, just dropping by?
I know some of my friends from high school dropped by. I can't remember specifically by name, but I know some friends did show up.
So you said your father was crying, did he continue that all day or did that change?
It continued all day.
What are the times when
I can't say I regularly put clothes on inside out. I mean, I have done that with a sweater maybe or something. Like something that you just pull over, and I've been at work like, oh wait, this is on backwards. True Crime Wifey says my first time to the salon after birth, after my first child, my shirt was inside out. So that's funny. In high school, I remember one of my good friends, she had been on a date with this guy, and she came back. I'm like, well, what did y'all do? I mean, did you do anything? And she's like, no. I said, well, your shirt is on inside out and backwards. Swear to God, we still laugh about it.
you pause and not be crying for a little bit?
Yes.
And congrats on retirement, Katie.
Now, with regard to your mother's personal items, do you know what happened to those?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
Dad took Ted and I upstairs.
Oh my God, Tater, I do have to say, at least 3 times a week, I'll realize my underwear is inside out. That is true.
He's like, you guys feel free to take whatever you want, whatever you need. And with your blessing, I'd like to donate whatever is left over. So Ted and I carefully went through everything, picked out some things that we wanted. There were a few, random items that neither of us had use for or wanted. So whatever was left over was donated.
Okay.
So Dad is like cleaning out Mom's closet basically immediately. And it's like, well, what do y'all want? Take it. And then he gets rid of it and donates it. Usually when you meet people who've lost a spouse, like year 2, they're like, oh, I just can't.
And the things that were donated, I mean, you said they were just things you didn't want, right?
Yeah, like plain t-shirts or camis, not socks, but like maybe some shoes that, didn't fit any of us. So
Did you have anything to do with moving furniture out of the house? Are you aware of anything happening to the bedroom furniture in your mom and dad's room?
yes.
What would you know about that?
So after the carpet was cleaned, I remember most of the furniture was stuffed in their closet. So we had to help bring it out. And
What about now, the furniture, do you understand that the furniture is still there, or do you believe the furniture is no longer there?
to my knowledge, like at this moment, it's no longer there
Do you know why?
because we moved out.
Okay. But you don't know what happened to the furniture?
No.
Do you remember getting rid of the mattress in the master bedroom?
Yes, I vaguely remember
What do
that.
you call it?
I just know that the mattress was stained, probably with cat urine or vomit. And it was very dirty, and it was, it's a burden to clean. It's easier just to get a new one.
And did you have a dog?
Yes,
What's the dog?
Sadie.
And where did Sadie sleep?
She either slept in the bed with my parents, or if it got too hot, she went to the bathroom tiles.
And did she sleep on your parents' bed all the time?
Yes.
But did you ever have to get up in the middle of the night with regard to Sadie?
Yes. If neither of my parents were waking up, she'd come to my room and sit right beside my bed and whimper till I woke up to let her out.
And so, I mean, you're young, got great hearing. You could hear pretty easily.
Yes.
When they're time, but you're saying that there were times when she'd whimper in their room, they would wake up, or do you know?
I don't know. I just suspected that she tried to wake him up and it didn't work.
Just seems lacked so much emotion. I mean, you're testifying. Your dad's on trial for murder. He's suspected of killing your mom. Your mom's gone. It's just, it seems strange.
Did you play the family card game?
But
Was there a card game your family liked?
yes,
What was it called?
Spike and Malice.
Is that a game your family played a lot?
Yes.
Did you ever see Ted give your mother a massage?
Yes.
Did you ever give your mother a massage?
Yes.
So how did that come about? I mean, would one of you just want to give her a massage, or how would it come about?
She'd be like, we'd be settling in for the night, watching the movie. She'd be like, oh, Ted, like, shoulders are sore. Like, prompting him. And he'd get up, massage her shoulders. She goes, oh, my feet are just aching. And so then I would go to her feet.
Okay, so head and shoulders, maybe feet.
Yep.
Okay. And have you ever received a massage from Ted?
Yes,
And how is that? How does he do?
he does a really good job.
Is it painful?
It's so weird to get a massage from your brother,
Yes,
like
Um,
Adelston.
Would his massages sometimes be a little too much?
yes.
And how would you communicate that to him, if at all?
I would like tell him to either stop completely, like lighten up, or I just get up, and walk away.
Okay. When your mother would get massaged by Ted, did she make complaints like that?
Yes.
Okay. Or what would she tell him with regard to how it
Objection,
felt?
hearsay.
What would she say instead with regard to how it felt, what he was doing? What would she say?
She would tell him to lighten up or to move to a different area.
And did
There's the eye thing.
were you aware of your mother having breast augmentation?
Not till after she passed.
So your whole life you didn't know about that?
Objection, relevance.
What does that have to do with anything?
Like the answer's that.
Yeah, she's looking at her dad. That's who that is.
You talked about your dad being pretty tight. How about your mom? Was she tight?
Or her
Not
grandmother.
always, no.
Why do you say that?
She would get, in these like, we would call them cleaning fits, where she'd just be like, the house is too cluttered, we need to clean it. And then like she'd do all the cleaning in one day. But on a day-to-day basis, she would be pretty messy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who Cynthia Ward is?
Yes,
Yeah, who is she?
she's my dad's fiance.
Did you, when did you find out about her?
I found out about her after a gathering we had at the house.
Okay. Now, do you remember when the gathering was?
It was about a week or two after mom passed.
Was it any special occasion that you can recall?
Partially, it was for my dad's birthday, but it wasn't, just for my dad's birthday. It was, all the family was there. We were all mourning. We were just, supporting each other.
And
So it's just been a few days since Marcy died, and then it was, or maybe a couple weeks. It's Kevin's birthday. He turned 50. And so they had people over, and they all call it the gathering. But really, we all know it was a birthday party. And just her paternal family's there, not anybody from her mom's family.
is that where you met Cynthia?
Yes.
Who did you think she was when you first met her? How was she introduced?
My dad pulled me aside, pulled me into the garage about, I think it was either the same day or the day before. Everyone started showing up. We're like, hey, your Auntie Amy has a friend named Cynthia, and she's coming to the party. Is that okay?
Okay. So she was kind of like the one outsider to this family gathering,
Yes.
and you okay with that?
Yes.
All right, so she comes to the party, you're introduced, Amy's your aunt's friend, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
did you, throughout this gathering, did you change your impression whether she was just a friend of Amy's?
I had my suspicions as soon as Dad asked me. But throughout the party, like I knew more and more.
Apparently, Kevin had like a man cave set up in the garage, and that's where he and Cynthia, the paramour, hung out a lot. I'm not kidding. But yeah, so he's deceptive to the daughter, and it's like, oh, this is your aunt's friend. Oh,
Like there was something, they weren't telling me.
And then at some point, did you talk to your dad about that?
He actually talked to me about it.
What was that?
It was when he was driving me back to school. I'd taken 2 weeks off, and I needed to go back when he drove me back.
Did you go back before or after that storm?
It was after the ice storm.
Like a lot or just a little bit?
It was just a little bit to my memory.
So maybe just a few days after the gathering that you told you who she was?
Yes.
Okay. Did he say it's something that had just started, or how did he explain it?
The way it was prompted was he asked me my opinions of her, and if that was something he should pursue. And I was like, look, Mom just passed. If this is something you want to do, that is completely up to you. You're an adult. And I just told him my opinions on that.
Did he indicate whether it's something that just started or have been going on? Do you have any idea?
Not at that moment, no.
Did he ever clarify that?
Yes.
What is your understanding now?
A few months later, we were at the trailer he was living at. I can't remember which RV park he was at this time, but he pulled me outside and excused, like, I had this talk with Ted a little bit ago, but I wanted to have it with you. He's like, I haven't been completely honest, but Cynthia and I have been seeing each other for a few months now.
Okay. So that means even before your mother passed?
Yes.
So how is your relationship with Cynthia?
That's good.
Thank you. Cross-examination?
Okay. So this one is short. This is, I know we're not showing like all the questioning, but Court TV and Law and Crime kind of compressed it. So this is sweet little mom of Marcy.
And did you know someone by the name of Marcy West?
Yes, I did. Marcy was my daughter.
Okay. And what was Marcy's date of birth?
July 14th, 1975.
All right. And did you know someone by the name of Kevin West?
Yes,
And was Kevin married to Marcy?
yes.
When did they get married?
They got, oh my, they got married about 2010. I want to say 10, 20, no, 2000.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know the exact.
That's okay. They've been married a while. Is that fair? Okay. Were they legally married?
They were indeed.
And how many children did they have together?
They had 2 children.
And is that Megan and Ted?
Megan and Ted.
Okay. Who's the older?
Ted is the oldest.
Okay. And how old is Ted now?
Ted would be 22.
Okay. And how old is Megan?
Well, Megan has passed away. When she was living, she would have been 48.
Oh, not Marcy.
Oh, Megan.
Megan, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
How old is Megan?
How old is Megan? Around 20.
Okay. And are Ted and Megan their biological children?
Yes, they are.
Now, when did Kevin and Marcy move to the Washougal residence that they were at the time of Marcy's death?
It was 2018, I believe.
Okay. And how often would you visit them at that residence?
How often? Excuse me?
How often would you visit that home?
We would visit as often as we could. My husband and I were long-haul truck drivers, and whenever we would come to town, which could be once a month, twice a month, once every 6 months, but we would always try to stop and visit.
Sounds like the other attorney is talking in the background. I don't know if anyone hears that. I wonder if that's on purpose. Because
Say hi.
Okay. And what was your relationship like with Kevin?
My relationship with Kevin was fine.
Okay.
He was fine.
Okay. And how often were you speaking with Marcy in the couple of years leading up to her death?
Marcy and I spoke nearly every day. In fact, she would get a little put out if I didn't check in.
Okay. And was Marcy aware or at least suspicious that Kevin was having an affair?
I believe so, although I must say she did not speak to me about it.
Okay. Well, what is it that makes you believe she knew?
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna object. It calls for speculation. Let's just stay.
Did you take a trip with Marcy in October of 2023?
I did.
And where did you go?
We went to California to attend a family wedding.
Okay. And how was Marcy behaving during that trip?
Marcy spent most of the time on her phone, but not talking on her phone. She was just poking around her phone, and
Bless her.
I don't know, this is speculation, but
Objection, non-responsive at this point.
All right, you've answered the question. Listen to the question asked and answer that question.
The night
See, this judge, I do not like him. I mean, how could you even be kind of mean to her?
prior to her death, did you speak with Marcy?
I did.
And approximately what time did you speak with her?
About 7:30.
Not invited to the gathering.
And what did Marcy tell you?
Well, we spoke for just a brief moment about the fact that my husband and I had both finally, after several years, developed COVID. And that was my reason for calling her. And then we just spoke casually. And then she said, I've got to go. We're going to have Chinese food and watch a movie.
Okay. And how confident are you that it was at 7:30?
Oh, not very, but I don't know. It couldn't have been too much before, after.
Okay. Do you remember previously indicating it was 5:30?
Objection, improper, refreshment, recollection.
Proper to impeach your own witness overruled.
Do you remember previously indicating it was 5:30?
I could have, and if I had had the phone, that would have been more correct. Or 7:30, of course.
Okay. So somewhere in that evening time frame.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did you, when you spoke with Marcy, did she complain at all of a headache or anything like that?
No.
Okay. After Marcy's death, well, how did you learn of Marcy's death?
Kevin called in
Okay.
the morning to tell me that Marcy had passed away during the night.
Okay. Is that the morning of January 8th of 2024?
Yes.
And what did he tell you during that call?
He told me that he had awakened to her having a seizure and that he had called 911 and had EMP people come to his home and that they had worked very hard to save her.
Okay. During that conversation, did the topic of money come up?
During that conversation, no.
Did the topic of money come up in a later conversation?
Yes, we spoke several times that day, and it did.
Okay. And that would be the same day, January 8th?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And can you tell us what it is that was said?
Well, in the process of trying to be helpful, I asked if there was anything at all that we could do, and the topic of money arose from that conversation. And right, from that conversation, yeah.
Did Kevin say that receiving some money would be helpful?
Yes,
And did you go to Washougal to bring Kevin money?
yes, but we could not, because of the COVID, we were not allowed. We didn't leave our home until Thursday when we were able to get negative readings on the COVID. But we went on that day, and it was fairly near Kevin's birthday, so we left a check and a birthday card.
Okay. Did you give Kevin the check?
Yes.
And what did he do after you gave him the check?
We left soon after, but I believe that he also left soon after to maybe cash the check, put it in the bank.
Did he leave before you left?
I think we all sort of left at the same time.
Okay. Do you remember how much the check was for?
Yes, I do. It was for $1,000.
And are you aware that almost all of Marcy's belongings were disposed of besides what the children took?
I'm sorry, would you?
Are you aware that almost all of Marcy's belongings were disposed of besides what the children took?
Yes.
Did Kevin ever ask you whether you wanted any of Marcy's belongings?
Objection,
No.
relevance.
All right. Objection relevance. Overruled.
Did Kevin ever ask you whether you wanted any of Marcy's belongings?
He did not.
Are there things that you would have liked to have had?
Objection relevance.
Were you ever invited to a birthday party for Kevin in January of 2024 at the residence after Marcy's death?
I can't remember. We could have, but we were not able to travel like we wanted to, and my husband had dialysis, so we probably would not have gone.
Okay. Do you remember telling me before that there was no birthday party?
It could very well be. That's why I'm having trouble remembering it.
That's okay.
Objection non-responsive, move to strike. Overrule, I'll let the answer stand.
Right.
I think that's like, I know, I'm sorry, I keep hearing like a muffled noise in the back. I think it's maybe the courtroom next door or something. I don't know, it's bugging me. But I do not like this judge. Yeah, he's no Everett. Good to see you, Spacey Dove. I miss him too. Yeah, it is strange that he's 45 because people are like, oh, is he retiring? I thought, I hope not.
Were some of the belongings that Marcy had that were disposed of heirlooms that you had given her?
Objection relevance, Your Honor. Stay.
I have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. When you say you talked to Marcy a couple times on the 7th, is that right?
At least twice, I believe 3 or 4 times.
Okay. And the last call you say was maybe 7:30, maybe 5:30, you're not sure?
No, excuse me. I'm mixed up on dates. I spoke to Kevin on the day that he called to say that Marcy had passed away. I talked to him at least 3 times, maybe 4.
Let me clarify. I was talking about the day before when you talked to Marcy.
I know you were, and I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So when you talked to Marcy and she said, I guess we're gonna have noodles and chicken and watch TV or Chinese food.
Chinese. She I think we're gonna have Chinese and watch a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she seemed okay?
Yes.
Yeah. People are usually okay until they get murdered.
And so she wanted to get off the phone so she could go have Chinese.
That's right.
All right. Okay, give me 1 second.
Here, and then stop and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony given this trial will be the truth, the whole truth?
Okay, so this is the son. What's his name? Ted. And I think he's just as bad as his sister. But he's the massage guy, and he's going to show us what he did.
Is nothing but the truth to help you?
I swear.
No, I don't know.
And
Wait,
now,
did y'all say that I missed the 4,000? They gave Kevin $4,000, her parents. Was that for like part of the funeral? I'm very confused. I'll be honest. I didn't hear it.
where did you go?
Washington, Washington.
So lifelong resident?
Yes.
And right now you go to school out there too?
Oh, yeah.
And so as far as where you live, where was the last house you lived in Washington?
Do you want address?
Just a street, a rough area, something.
White Street. I can't remember. Sorry.
Was it the
34th Street.
okay. And what do you currently do for it?
I work at Wilco.
Now, I'm just going to take you back.
Okay, so I just Googled it, and on Court TV, there's like chat, but Kevin said that receiving some money would be helpful. That's what Marcy West's mother said. So I guess they gave him that. What a piece of
Time a little bit. Did you spend a fair amount of time with your mother when you were home?
Very much so.
You're close to your mother?
Very much.
Close to your father?
Yes.
Would you say you're closer to your mother than your father?
We had different relationships, but I was closer to my mother.
And now, in the last few years that you lived there, about maybe 2 or 3 years, how would you describe their relationship, your mother and father?
Troubled, off and on, good, bad.
So, kind of ups and downs?
Ups and downs, yes.
Any fights?
Yes.
Like physical fights?
Never physical.
But arguments?
Yes.
And were there ever fights about finances?
Maybe on occasion.
And I mean, how significant was that? Was that a big deal? Was that a big subject?
No.
Did they try to hide the fights from you guys?
They did their best, yes.
Now, was it just you in the house? It was you, your mom, and dad, who else?
My sister as well.
Okay. How old is your sister compared to you?
She's 2 years younger.
And so, besides finances, what other kind of things were they fighting about?
My sister.
Okay. And was that your sister doing bad things, or what? Why were they fighting about your sister?
Disagreements about parenting.
And now your dad, was he kind of a fitness guy for you growing up?
I'd say so.
Objection relevance.
The answer's 10. Okay.
And I'm sure what's the answer?
Yes, he was.
How about your mother?
Growing up, yes.
Okay. How about in the later years?
Later years, not as much.
Were you aware of her exercise habits?
Yes, I was aware.
What kind of exercise did you get, if any?
A lot of walking.
Anything else?
No, not that I know of.
How about eating habits? Were you able to observe those?
Yes.
And what kind of food did she eat?
I'd say sugary foods, keto, on and off.
And then when you say sugar foods, you mean like cookies, that kind of thing?
Snacky foods. I couldn't tell you for sure.
Was that, when you describe her primary diet, would that be it, or what was her primary?
I mean, she was eating steak and other meat foods, dinner-wise, and then throughout the day it was snacky foods with.
And chips?
Yes.
And what would she drink typically, if you know?
Diet Pepsi.
You said that pretty quickly. Was it always Diet Pepsi?
Sometimes Diet Coca-Cola, or yeah.
Was it always Diet?
She tried, yes.
Sometimes not Diet?
Occasionally.
In a
Yes,
given day,
caffeine.
would you be aware of how many cans you ever, or what did you notice in a given day?
I know she had a lot, but I couldn't give you a number.
Did she frequently?
I mean, how do children hate their parents like this? Awful. But yeah, we're going to have the paramour on the stand and you'll hear from her.
They have a can of Diet soda in their hand.
Frequently.
Christina.
Now, how would your mother generally dress around the house?
Black leggings, pink tank top.
How about at night, like bedtime, if you know?
About the same.
Now, I'm going to move you up a little bit to around the January 2024 timeframe, okay? And prior to that, let's just go back to, let's say, Christmas time.
They're trying to paint this image that she was sick, and just was like basically in pajamas. I'll tell y'all the second I get home from work, like I go straight back to our room, closet, whatever, and I'm putting on t-shirt and leggings. And I have been known to take off a bra on my drive home because if you know, you know. But they're trying to paint this image that basically, I feel like that she's a slob without saying it, and that she ate chips and drank soda, and that's what caused this early death. That's my opinion.
Do you remember Christmas that year?
Yes.
Okay, that would have been,
Vaguely.
okay, your last Christmas, correct?
Yes.
And I understand that well. So were there other people there?
Yes, there was.
Where did you go for Christmas in January?
I can't remember for sure, but I know it was.
If you don't remember.
I don't remember.
And now you say you work at Wilco now. Were you working at Wilco then?
Not then.
What were you doing then?
I was working as a firefighter in Battlegrounds.
Oh, Evan Jr.
So you graduated from high school here?
21.
And so this would have been about a year and a half later or something like that?
Correct.
2.5 years later or something like
Roughly.
that? Okay. And so you were a firefighter or were you prepared?
I was preparing.
I agree.
Going towards intern.
Okay. And so right around January, what, with regard to firefighting, what were you doing? January of 2024.
Still,
Yeah. So when we hear from the paramour, Cynthia, so she and Kevin and Ted are all living together in a house that they rent. And but now it would just be her and Ted because Mr. Kevo is in prison.
training as an EMT and doing fire classes at BCC.
Now do you recall the day that your mother passed?
Yes,
And where were you when you found out?
I was in Battleground and I found out that morning.
And so where were you in Battleground?
I was at the Station 31 in Battleground when I was told.
So using that as kind of a reference, so let's go to the day prior. Okay, let's go to January 7th. What do you recall? Let's just kind of walk you through the day a little bit. What do you recall about the morning of January 7th?
I remember hanging with my mom, making pancakes that morning, maybe watching some TV, playing cards, and massaging her back.
What do you remember about what game did you play?
It's a game called Spite Malice.
Is that a game you can pick up in the store, or is that just a family game?
It's a family game with bicycle cards.
So when did you make the pancakes?
I couldn't give you time.
And was everybody around for the pancakes?
I believe it was just me and her.
Okay. Was your dad around that morning?
I can't remember. I think he was out doing something.
Okay. Running errands or something like that?
Possibly.
Okay. So you got up, you ate pancakes, and you played cards with your mom. How did you do playing Spike Malice that day?
I'll say I had bragging rights afterwards.
Okay. You were a big winner that day.
Yes.
And so, did you have to go to work that night?
I left at 12 that day for the volunteer station.
And so what was going to be your schedule in there? So you went there, were you going to stay overnight or just work for the day?
I was going to stay the night and then go to my second day of my internship the next day.
Okay, so you're starting the internship. So staying overnight, is that part of your internship?
Yes, it is.
So you left about noon. And did you continue to talk to your mom after that, either on the phone or by text?
By text.
What was the nature of your conversation?
Preparation for lunch the next day. We talked about how we had a good day, and I believe we talked about what we were going to do the following day.
And do you know how long you spoke with your mother or texted with her that day?
That evening, I'd say about an hour.
Okay, what was the last message you sent, if you can recall? Or what time was that? Let's start it.
Let's say about 4 o'clock, roughly mid-afternoon.
And did you have an understanding of what was going on with her at the time?
Headache wise?
Well, no, as far as, not physical thing, but as far as what was she engaged in, what kind of activities was she doing at that time? If you don't remember, that's okay.
I don't remember.
And so you went to work and communicated with your mother till about 4, you said, right?
Somewhere in there.
Now, going back earlier in the day, you mentioned headache just a minute ago. What do you recall about her physical condition? Did she complain of anything that day?
I remember her having a big headache that day.
You got up about what time that day?
Usually I wake up about 7 or 8. I believe that was when I woke up.
And she complained of headache. When did she start complaining of the headache?
I'd say previous day, kind of leading into the 7th.
Okay. And she still had the headache on the 8th? On the 7th, I'm sorry?
On the 7th, yes.
Had you seen her with headaches before?
Oh, multiple times.
Okay. What, like in a few months before she passed, how often did she get these headaches?
I'd say about 4 times a year. I'm kind of eyeballing it.
Okay. And were they always pretty significant headaches that she complained about?
Yes.
And so this last one, you say started on the 6th and lasted the 7th. Did she complain about how bad a headache was?
Yes.
What was your understanding from, as she was describing how she's feeling, how did she describe this bad headache?
Objection, hearsay.
I remember her holding her head a lot, and just saying that her head was hurting, but that's all I remember.
Did she do anything because she had a headache?
Usually she'd take like a pain med, like ibuprofen.
Did you see her do that a lot?
Yes, I did.
Not just 4 times a year, but frequently?
Frequently.
Did she always complain about the headaches that she had, as far as you know?
Yes, she was open about it.
Now, and the headache, she had it on the 6th and the 7th. Did she still have it when you left?
When I left, yes.
So now, you go to work and stayed overnight there, you said, right? How did you find out about your business?
I wake up the next morning, I go to work, I'm talking with the guys, I see a guy passing back and forth pacing. He grabs me, he brings me back to the back room, and I see one of my dad's friends there, and he tells me that my mom had passed.
Which of your dad's friends was that?
Chris Castle.
And so, so what did you do after that?
I talked with him for a little bit, and then he drove me back to my house, where then I met with my dad.
How was your dad when you got there?
Just in tears.
So you weren't told to either?
No,
What time did you get to the house that day?
I'm going to say about 7,
So 7 a.m.?
roughly. Yes.
Okay. And was your,
Kind of wondered that too, Christina. Good point. I wonder if she was being poisoned or drugged with all this headache stuff. It's a really good point.
was your mother still with
Yes, she was.
you? Did you get a chance to say goodbye to her?
Yeah, I went upstairs with my dad. I got on my knees and gave her a hug, and then said my goodbyes. Said that I loved her.
No emotion, none.
So you said your goodbyes. Were there other people at the house at the time?
Yes, there was.
Like how many? I can give you another, but little or a lot.
There was a lot, roughly 10 firefighters. At least it felt like that.
Did you know all of these guys?
I knew them all.
So you said goodbye to your mother with your father, right? Is that right?
Yes,
And you came back downstairs?
we came back downstairs.
And what happened?
We sat on the chair. I believe we talked with his firefighter friends. They comforted us, that kind of thing.
And
Yeah. That's true, Rebecca, that antifreeze is popular in the murder community. It's so true because whatever that is they test for, you have to specifically test for it, like in blood work. It doesn't just come back on a panel or it's not in the standard, test order. A few years ago, my hair girl, like all of a sudden just couldn't come to work anymore. And they said, oh, she's having all these stomach problems. And she was always complaining about her husband. And I go to somebody else there, but I'm always like, I swear, I think he was giving her antifreeze.
did you don't tell me what he said, but did your father tell you what he experienced the night before with your mother? And you don't tell me what he said. Did he tell you that?
Yes.
Now, did you ever do anything for your mother to make her feel good? Would she ever request you to do something to make her feel good?
Yes.
What was that?
A lot of the time it was Diet Pepsi and a massage.
Okay. Well, we talked about the Diet Pepsi. We know about that. Tell me about the massage.
A lot of the time she asked who would want to be number 1. And I'd do the Diet Pepsi and massage. I'd go over and I would just do shoulders, a little bit of back and neck.
When did you start giving massage to other people like that?
I couldn't give a specific age, but I'd say right around 10.
And so you've been doing it for years, it sounds like.
Yes,
And was it just your mother?
everybody in the family.
And relatives too, besides family?
Cousins, grandparents, yes.
My God.
So everybody kind of lined up for the TED massage?
Yes,
And you didn't have any training in this?
no training, all self-taught.
I mean, I'm in the South. This is sounding like Alabama and Mississippi. Just kidding, everyone.
Self-taught. And so describe the massage you gave your mother. And let's talk about specifically the one that you gave her on the 7th. And let me back up a little bit. What time did you give her that massage?
I believe it was closer to 12, maybe 11:30.
Okay. And so kind of walk me through it. How would you start it? What parts would you touch? How did you touch them? Give us a general description of what you did.
Sounds good. Usually I would be starting at the shoulders. Sometimes I do side shoulder, sometimes back with knuckles. And then I'd use elbow on the, I guess, valley between the neck and shoulder. And then I'd go kind of high center neck too.
So valley between the neck and shoulder, what is that? Can you point it out on your own?
Totally. It was kind of at maybe the crest, or not the crest, but just the middle between where the shoulder and neck meets.
Can you show us on your left side so that you're considered?
Not a problem. Kind of right here.
Okay. And you would just with thumbs, how would you press them?
Kind of like this, kind of a monkey grip. And then I use a lot of thumb strength.
I'm gonna forward
Would you
you
something
But
something.
over time,
Something she liked you to do? Touch that.
I would never use elbow.
So the massage.
Home you go. She lived.
I can't remember.
Do you know where the dog slept?
In the bed.
Who's that?
My dad and mom's bed.
Now, do you
Or
agree
the
with-
prosecutor that has-
Here's, where on the bed the dog slept?
Usually at the center, taking up the most room.
Was the, would you
I'm just gonna go on to her.
Questions for you, okay?
Okay.
Now,
It's a
you mentioned
speed
on the
trial.
direct examination that your mother had a multi-day headache?
Multi?
Yes.
Yes.
You were interviewed by Detective Dean Tilson and Lauren Zapata on January 25th, 2024, correct?
Correct.
You never, in the entirety of that interview, mentioned your mom having a multi-day headache.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I don't remember.
You were also interviewed by them again for a follow-up on August 14th, 2024, correct?
Correct.
And you never, during that interview, mentioned a multi-day headache for your mom. Yes or no?
I can't remember.
And then you also talked to myself and an investigator with our office in December of this year, correct?
Correct.
And you never mentioned a multi-day headache on that day either.
I can't remember.
So on the 3 times you have been asked about this case, you have never once mentioned a multi-day headache.
I can't remember.
You did not contact the medical examiners with concerns that your mom had a multi-day headache, did you?
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Prosecutor slamming down her paper. Yeah, I don't remember. He is a little cocky POS that's like trying to be his little dad junior and be the next fire chief.
You provided a massage to your mom on January 8th, correct?
Correct.
And
We've been
you
read.
did not provide information that you gave your mom a massage when you were interviewed on January 25th, 2024 by law enforcement.
I did talk about massage.
On January 25th, 2024, did you talk about a massage with Detective Dean Telson?
I can't remember.
Did you talk about a massage on January 25th, 2024 with Detective Lauren Zapata?
Can you say the date again?
On January 25th, 2024.
Okay. I can't remember.
Dating.
In fact, you did not talk about the massage that you gave your mother until after the autopsy results. Is that correct? With law enforcement.
I can't remember the timeline.
Your dad, you picked up your dad and met Cynthia, and that would have been in March, correct?
Roughly.
You did not talk with law enforcement prior to that date about a massage, did you?
I can't remember.
You did not. You did not contact the ME's office at that time
I was
about a
not.
massage.
I was not told to.
Well, you're a grown man. You could have looked at the ME's office and called them, correct?
Correct.
Oh, did
So
y'all
on
see
January
that?
8th, 2024, sorry,
He did the little eyebrow up to his dad. Let's just see.
so on January 8th, 2024, sorry,
May
you
not
gave your mom a massage. You were later interviewed by Detective Dean Tellison and Lauren Zapata on August 14th, 2024, is that correct?
Yes.
And that meeting was audio and video recorded, correct?
Audio and video.
And you knew that it was audio and video recorded.
Go back a little.
I was not told to.
Well, you're a grown man. You could have looked at the ME's office and called them, correct?
Correct.
There, did you see that?
So on January 8th,
Little
2024, sorry, you gave your mom a massage. You were later interviewed by Detective Dean Tellison and Lauren Zapata on August 14th, 2024. Is that correct?
Yes,
And that meeting was audio and video recorded, correct?
audio and video.
And you knew that it was audio and video recorded, correct?
I did.
And you had that meeting at Mr. Walker's office. Did you not?
Yes,
You wanted Mr. Walker there and present, correct?
yes,
And you understand that Mr. Walker is your father's lawyer, correct?
yes,
He's not your lawyer.
yes.
And during that meeting, when you were demonstrating the massage, Mr. Walker interjected, did he not?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Also, there's some issue I need to resolve outside the court. Closing up.
That's the murderer. That's Kevin. I think it's the first time y'all have seen him on the. Ugh. Wait till you see his mom. Hey, Patricia and Kristen and everybody that's in. Tracy, to see y'all.
What's the objection?
Well, Your Honor, it's, first of all, whether or not I was there, I know they're trying to show that he's biased, I get that part, but as far as I interjected, she's not saying what the interjection is, it's not relevant, she's trying to make it look like I'm guiding her. She's got the video, she can show the video, but asking him if I interjected is a vague question. Perhaps you ought to do an offer of proof on exactly that question. It's simply not relevant. It looks like I'm interfering in the investigation, and I was not.
Okay, so were you gonna ask him about what he interjected, assuming he remembers it?
Yes, Your Honor, but I was only gonna ask that question of, did he interject?
That's all you want to ask. Did he
Yes.
interject and you want the answer to that?
Yes, and then I'm not gonna.
Objection. Bring in the jury.
God, I hate this judge. And just so y'all know, he had I think it was a $1.5 million bail. So what that he had to put up 150,000, I think, if that's right, if it's 10%. But he's been out until his trial. Now he's not. Yeah, like Wendy. It's another Charlie, Donna, mother-son relationship with this one too.
Welcome back. I overruled the last objection. Yes.
Ted, and while you were at Mr. Walker's office on August 14th, 2024, and you were demonstrating, did Mr. Walker interject?
Yes,
You mentioned on direct examination, you brought up the term carotids, correct?
yes,
And you have EMT training, is that correct?
yes,
And so you know pressure on the carotids is not good.
No.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Okay. You never, on January 25th, 2024, brought up anything about touching your mom's carotid arteries with Detective Dean Tellison, did you?
No.
And on January 25th, 2024, you did not tell Detective Zapata about touching your mother's carotid arteries?
No.
And when you were interviewed on August 13th, August 13th, you did not mention anything about touching your mom's carotids to Detective Dean Tellison?
No.
You did not tell Detective Zapata on that date about touching your mom's carotids?
No.
And when myself and Mr. Hammond interviewed you in December of this year, you never mentioned touching your mom's carotids?
No.
And now, Ted, You gave a demonstration, correct?
I did.
Detective Dean Towson. And you recall that that was audio and video recorded, correct?
Yes, I do recall.
And you consented to that being recorded,
I
correct?
consented.
John, I don't know that case. He looks like the guy who killed his parents for money to finance his online porn, whatever, with the woman overseas, Grant something. I don't know this one.
And do you recall, Detective Dean Towson said, so Detective Dean Towson asked you,
He's like mid-20s now.
is the thought that some of her injuries may have come from the massage, or was it the time that the massage happened? He asked you that, correct?
Do you mind clarifying?
I'll skip to the next question. You were asked by Detective Dean Towson, do you remember how long this massage went on for, correct?
I remember him asking.
Yeah, somebody said, is it my phone or is his collar turned up? So he's wearing like a parka jacket that has a hood attached to it. It must be like the look out there because I've noticed a lot of them wear their coat on the stand. I don't know, it's strange.
And you replied, usually 5-10 minutes, correct?
Roughly.
And that no one else was in the room when this happened.
Grant Amato.
And Detective Dean Towson asked you about the amount of pressure you were using when he interviewed you on the 14th.
Yes.
And you said, I push harder and harder, but I always make sure I wasn't hurting the person.
Yes.
And then Detective Dean Towson asked you a clarifying question. Had anybody that you've ever given a massage to said, whoa,
I'm going to come up here to the
No. Ted,
demonstration.
would you be able to demonstrate the massage that you gave your mom on the CPR dummy there for us today?
Sure.
You show us exactly what you did.
Sure.
Yeah, Kevin's wearing the same kind of thing, but it's like wool. And when his sister gets on the stand, she wears like a wool pea coat and then she wears it in for the verdict. Like she never took it off.
You want me to come and take a jury?
That'd be great, so we can see.
Usually,
Hey, Afton.
usually I start at the shoulders, and I use my thumbs, kind of pressing in with the front fingers and back. And then sometimes I go to the side and kind of do some circles on the side. Sometimes I be kind of doing circles on both sides of the spine. And this could be with fingers, knuckles, or it could be with my elbow. I would also do knuckles here at the neck. I would also do elbow here and behind the carotid here. And then I'd also do it right about here on the neck. And that was the extent of what I do every time.
Can you say that that's what you would do every time?
Every time.
So poor Marcy ate Chinese food, made love to Kevin, supposedly, which, give me a break. 3 movies, got a massage here from the sun, which is weird. Took ibuprofen and vomited. And they're saying that, I think in the closing, they attribute everything to the massage.
In order, but right about there.
So your testimony today is that you would do this every time.
Every time.
Okay, please just-
Sure.
Yeah, the verdict was like just about 2 hours. Hey, Emily.
Now, Ted, you would recognize the recording of your massage if you were to see it today in court.
Yes.
And you would recognize it based on your appearance and the date and where it was located.
Yes.
I'm going to just show you a brief second portion for you to make sure you can identify it, okay?
Sorry, Council, please.
It's 185, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true tater. In these cases, the kids are just tools in all of it. I think that court reporter's writing her blog over there. So strange. Now, if y'all haven't ever watched Melody Ferris's sentencing, and she just says, you know, please don't do this to me. It was my son, like calling him out right there in the gallery. It is wild. Oh, here we go. We're going to see him all buff.
Now, Ted, this is you on August 14th, 2024, correct?
Correct.
And that's Mr. Walker's office?
That is Mr. Walker's office.
And like we've mentioned before, you were aware that you were being audio and video recorded.
I was aware.
You consented to that.
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, move to publish 185.
Are you moving to admit?
Move to admit and move to publish. Your Honor.
Okay, 185 to admit. Go ahead.
All right, so video is going. Ted West is going to demonstrate the massage given to Marcy West on January 7th, I believe. Okay, so whenever you're ready, please.
Kind of the general, it's kind of hard to see from your point of view, but I would kind of press and just go in a circular motion on the back, trying to find those nuts.
Okay.
And then I would also take my knuckles and I would kind of go in a circular motion here. And then there's also knots that I would find kind of back of the armpit area, pressing in, trying to find that there. And sometimes her actual arms, I would kind of massage as well. Of course, there's no arms here, but that's the general idea of what I would do. Also, I believe I mentioned this, I would get here. I'm more comfortable with my right arm, having that control there, so I would do this. And sometimes I would just kind of brace myself and just, or brace her, I guess, and I would control it that way.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And were there any other areas that you can remember from that massage that you had like touched or targeted?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. And when you were using the elbow, that was more on top of the shoulder, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I can't recollect if I did it this day, but sometimes I would kind of push in lower on the back, just maybe halfway down.
Okay.
Sometimes there would be pain there, so I would help there.
Okay.
And Ted, just to be clear, you're describing what you would generally do. This is what you recall generally doing that day, but it's not exactly a complete reenactment of what you did. Is that right?
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So I cannot remember exactly what I did, but that is most of the time what I did.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Not regarding that.
Okay. And the pressure with the knuckles was on the side of the neck, is that correct?
Yeah, kind of back to side here. Sometimes it would be lower.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Just
Okay.
something like that.
Perfect. Was there anything on either like the head or the back of the neck?
I didn't do it this day, but sometimes I would grab the back of the jaw, or maybe not the jaw, but behind the jaw, and I would kind of pull up, relieving some stress there.
Okay.
But it's just another technique that I've learned over time.
Awesome. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you?
No, not specifically with the mannequin, no.
Okay. Mr. Walker? No. Okay. So we will end the video recording. It's 9:19.
Now, Ted, you've been living with your dad and Cynthia investigated, correct?
Correct.
I have no questions.
Ted, you've been interviewed several times by Detectives Zapata and Tellison, correct?
Correct.
And you were interviewed by the prosecutor and her,
Objection leading.
overruled, by prosecutor and her investigator, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you first met with Detectives Zapata and Tellison, were you asked if you gave a massage during that first meeting?
Was I asked if I gave a massage?
Right. You earlier testified that you don't recall telling. Do you recall being asked?
I
The first one. Sorry, counsel, let him answer the question.
I I don't remember him asking. I believe I brought it up.
And during during that first one, do you recall being asked if you had done something to her carotid artery during the first one?
I don't remember talking about the carotid.
Okay. Do you remember ever being asked if you had given her a massage or anything in my office?
Never.
And you heard me interject. I was just asking you if you had, is that what you generally did? What you showed us here today, is that a general massage that you do?
General, yes.
Is it the same every single time?
It's not the same every single time.
Do you keep a log of exactly what areas you touch each time? Do you keep a log of the areas you touch each time?
No, it would be silly.
Did I interfere?
I think he's kind of got that Napoleon syndrome. And I think he wears that coat to try to make him look bigger. I just figured that out.
They have taken a video of you voluntarily showing the massage?
No.
Now, you were asked about saying you would do it harder and you wouldn't hurt.
Correct.
I'm not trying to hurt you.
Never.
Were there times when people would indicate, that's too hard?
Yes.
And then what would you do?
I let up, go about halfway back.
You're not aware if you've ever injured anyone?
I'm not aware.
You're not trying to.
I don't think the kids conspired to kill her. I mean, I think the dad definitely did it, but it was just something to tie in. I mean, he was known for giving the massages, so I think he planned it.
Hurt people?
No.
So for those just joining, the whole defense is that this intense massage the son gave her, his mom, caused a seizure, and the seizure killed her. Generally, people don't die from seizures.
Now, the demonstration you gave in the video at my office on August 14, 2024, that was in regard to a massage you had done on January 7th of 2024, correct?
Say the last date one more time, sorry.
January 7th, your last date?
Yes.
Yes. Is your memory really clear what you did at that time?
No.
Okay. Is your memory completely clear today?
It's less clear than it was.
Wendy.
Has anyone ever made you aware that you caused the bruise?
No.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Recall?
No, no.
The witness speaking to you, but-
Yes, please.
Okay. We're going to watch Cynthia, and that will be, then we'll have to wrap this one up tomorrow because I'm going to have to eat a little dinner before the big Wendy Adelson show coming up tonight. But y'all are going to enjoy Cynthia. Hold on. Well, I guess I can start it and then do it.
Now that you're seated, please state your name in full, then spell your last name for the court's record.
Cynthia Ward.
Your last name. Go ahead, Counsel.
All right. This is the paramour.
Thank you. Ms. Ward, where do you currently reside?
My full address or city?
Full address.
2731 Northeast Sampson Avenue, Decatur, Oregon.
And who do you currently reside there with?
Ted West and Kevin?
Kevin West?
Yes.
And how long have you lived there with Kevin West?
I don't know the approximate date, but probably 5 months or 6 months.
Okay. So for y'all here, so this is the paramour. So she's living with Ted, who was just on the stand, and the dad, who is on trial for murder. They're all living together. But I guess now it's just her and Ted because Kevin has gone to the slammer.
And what is the current, well, are you and Kevin West in a romantic relationship?
Yes.
And what is the current state of your relationship?
We're engaged.
When did you first meet Kevin West?
On.
Probably, I don't know the exact date, but it was over 20 years ago. It was the first time, probably 2004.
Okay. And how was it that you met?
I was a volunteer firefighter with Washougal, and he was a paramedic with Camas.
And was he married to Marcy West at the time?
Yes.
Did your relationship with Kevin West eventually turn into a sexual relationship?
Yes, briefly.
How soon after meeting?
Probably I don't know the exact date, maybe a year or 6 months. I don't know.
And how long did that first relationship last?
It was brief, maybe a couple months.
Did the two of you reconnect in 2023?
Yes.
And how was that occurred?
He messaged me.
On what?
Facebook.
Facebook Messenger?
Yes.
And what did he say when he messaged you?
I don't know the exact words, but it was, "Hi, is this Cynthia from Washington Gold that I knew back in the day?" I don't know exact words. It was very brief and just said, "How are you?"
And after he reached out to you on Facebook Messenger, did the two of you start communicating regularly?
I would say regularly, yeah.
How often would you communicate?
Yeah. Kevo slid right into the DMs.
In the beginning, maybe once a week or every few weeks, and then it progressed.
When did you start communicating more frequently?
A couple months or a month, maybe.
The cross necklace is right out of the Jen McCabe playbook. But just the way the blouse is tied is hilarious because it's just not supposed to be tied quite like that.
Okay. And how were you communicating?
Text messaging.
Just regular text messaging?
No, on an app.
What sort of app?
WhatsApp.
And what is WhatsApp?
It is just a different type of way to message, text messaging or calling.
Is it end-to-end encryption?
I don't think so. No.
Why would you use WhatsApp and not regular text messaging or Facebook Messenger?
I think for protection from, I was in a relationship at the time, and he would take my phone. Or
Oh, here we go. So now we're back. We're with WhatsApp, okay? Because we cannot resist a non-encryption texting app. And she was in a relationship, and he, it was probably scary because he would go through her phone.
I assumed he took my phone, and it was easy to delete and not have it in my call history.
And did the two of you eventually decide to meet up in person?
Yes.
When was that?
I don't have the date, but it was months later.
So October, November?
Tried to answer that question, and I'm not sure on the exact date.
Where did you meet up?
The first time we met in a hotel just to be out of the public eye.
This is like Melody Ferris. Well, we went to the Motel 8, Rusty. I mean, y'all, this is too much.
And where was that?
It was off Airport Way. I don't remember the hotel. I'm sorry.
Between the time you first met in person at that hotel and Marcy's death, how many times did you see Kevin West in person?
I don't know. I don't have how many times we met. I'm sorry.
More than 10?
Yes.
More than 20?
Yes.
More than 30?
I don't know.
And we're talking about a period from October to the beginning of January?
Yeah, I don't know the date that we met the first time, but it's really hard for me to answer, even if it was 20 times.
And how many trips did you take with Kevin between the time you met up in person and the time of Marcy's death?
I would say at least 2 that I can really remember, maybe 3.
Can you tell us what those trips were?
I took a trip to, my mom was having medical issues. She needed a valve replaced. And I wanted him to meet my mom.
Can you imagine? Mom, yeah, this is Kevin. Yeah, he's married. Yep. Oh, yeah, Kevin's wife just died and now we're engaged. Oh, he's on trial for murder, but we're living together. My parents be like, what are you doing?
So that was in Nevada.
Okay, so you took Kevin to meet your mother. Is your mother Walter Ward?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the two of you went to Nevada? When was that?
I think November.
And how long of a trip was that?
A couple of days.
And any other trips that the two of you took?
We went to the beach.
Okay. And how long of a trip was that?
Oh, one day, 1 or 2 days.
And you recall no other trips?
Pardon?
And you recall no other trips?
Not right now.
Did you go to Hood River?
We drove through the river from, I'm sorry. I apologize. We went to Golden Dale. I apologize. I didn't remember that. And we drove through Hood River
So she just remembered another trip, just like that. The prosecutor had her, and she keeps looking over at Kevin.
To come home.
Okay. Did you stay in Hood River?
No.
Did you stay in Ordendale?
Yes.
At a hotel?
Yes.
And when was that?
I'm not sure of the date.
Going to Goldendale, what was the purpose of that trip?
My sister and my brother-in-law found some property that they wanted to look at, and me and my other sister, we had kind of a plan to buy at least 20 or more acres so that we could all live together on a piece of property, and have my mom and dad live with us as well. And so they were the first ones to go through retirement, and we're going to be buying property there. Hopefully, that was one of the locations. So we went to go look at property.
Okay. So you took Kevin to go meet up with your brother-in-law and sister-in-law? Sister and brother-in-law.
Yes.
And is your brother-in-law Paul Person?
Yes.
And during that trip when you were looking at property, was there discussion of you and Kevin purchasing that property with Paul and what's your sister's name?
Sandra.
With Paul and Sandra.
So mainly it was for me to purchase it, and if me and Kevin were to be together, it was an option for him to also go to Goldendale with us. But originally, the whole plan was for me, my sister, and my other sister to all buy property so we could live together.
Didn't Kevin talk with Paul about purchasing the property with him?
Right. I would be more likely the signer because I could sell my own home eventually. This was going to be like 8 to 10 years down the road. So it wasn't immediate thought process of purchasing it right away. They could have purchased the land.
Yeah, so they're all going to buy, the sisters and the parents, 20 acres together to basically have their own little commune. But Kevin's totally in on it. So in all these texts later, he's like texting with her brother-in-law, like, hey, can you sign my portion just for right now until my new life basically starts January 8th? These people are sick. Hi, KCL.
And we, for me, could buy it, a piece of it.
Didn't Kevin ask Paul to carry the note until his divorce was finalized on the property?
I don't know what he talked to with Paul about.
You weren't involved in that?
I wasn't in the text message, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not aware of any plan with Kevin and Paul to purchase that property?
It was, I don't want to say it incorrectly. There was plans that if Kevin were to, he was going to retire in 8 to 10 years or even longer, that yes, he would move with us.
Okay. Was he going to move there with Marcy?
No.
So what was the plan with Kevin and his relationship?
I don't know. I don't know.
There was no discussion of what he was going to do in his relationship?
Well, eventually he was going to leave Marcy
No.
at some point. I don't know when that would have been exactly.
So you and Kevin had discussions about him leaving Marcy?
Yeah.
How often?
Not very often. He was wanting to make sure that Marcy was available to see Megan get married. And that was in July. And she was pretty excited about that.
Did he ever discuss divorcing Marcy with you?
We had discussions, but not exact dates or anything like that.
Prior to Marcy's death, did he ever bring up wanting to marry you?
Prior, maybe in a, I would say yes. Yeah.
How often?
That rare.
Did he ever discuss any other future plans with you besides purchasing property and marriage?
Not that I can recall, but if you have something, I can answer to it.
Do you recall nothing else about future plans?
No, and I am a little nervous, so not that I can think of right now.
Did he introduce you to any members of his family prior to Marcy's death?
Yes.
Who?
His
Yeah, this guy was so guilty. It was just a little over 2 hours for the verdict, which in all the trials lately, the only one that was super short Sarah Boone, how long was that one? It was pretty short, wasn't it? But this guy's was even shorter than Charlie Adelson's.
And sister.
And is his mom's name Lorna?
Lori.
Lori, okay. And where does she live?
In Eugene.
Did she come to you or did you go to Eugene?
We went to Eugene.
Okay.
I think it was on the way to Nevada. I remember correctly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Was that the only time you met his mother prior to Marcy's death?
No, I met her one other time for Kevin's birthday.
Was his birthday after or before Marcy's death?
After.
So when you went, did you go with Kevin to visit her in Eugene?
Yes,
Were you just there for the day or did you stay the night?
stay the night.
And was any other members of his family there?
His stepfather.
And did he introduce you to them as his girlfriend?
No, just as Cynthia.
Was it apparent that the two of you were in a romantic relationship?
I don't know about romantic relationship. We didn't show romance. So I don't know how to answer that.
There was no romance. It was just the squeeze box, as John says.
Relationship. Did they think you were just a random person coming with Kevin to the house?
Objection, no foundation. Sustained.
So you don't think they had any idea who you were?
Kevin talked to them about me, maybe. Yeah, I don't think I was just a person off the street.
And did you meet any other members of his family?
At the birthday party, there was his dad.
Okay, now remember, everybody's been calling it the gathering. She's calling it the birthday party. Slip up.
And nieces.
When was the birthday party?
It was after his birthday because there was some weather. I want to say the 20th or 23rd of January.
The January that Marcy died?
Yes.
So 2024.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Okay. And what day is Kevin's birthday?
January 18th.
And where was this birthday party?
At his home.
Is that the home where Marcy died?
Yes.
And so you came to his birthday party there the 20th or the 23rd?
Somewhere around there, yes.
And who was present at that party?
I don't know exactly everyone, but what I remember is his nieces and his family, his mom, his dad, Megan, Ted, Caden. I don't remember anymore, or I can tell you if you have names if I have them.
You mentioned Megan and Ted. Are those Kevin's children?
Yes.
And was that the first time that you met them?
I met Ted when he was a baby, but
Oh, yeah.
later,
Yeah, when Ted was a baby and they had like a little fling, Kevin had her babysit Ted. Is that sick? When he went somewhere with the wife.
the first time I met them.
Did you ever meet Marcy?
One.
When was that?
It was when I was a volunteer. They
What were the circumstances?
they were going to marriage counseling and I watched Ted.
So Kevin had you watch Ted while they.
Think about that. Is that not sick? Yeah, go to marriage counseling. You watch our kid. In KCL, absolutely. The mom and sister testimony is who I have teed up for the next time. This one is so good.
What, he and Marcy went to marriage counseling?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that before or after you were there? Or during?
That I don't remember.
I don't think so, Casey. I don't think she has kids.
Do you remember telling me it was after you were there?
I'm a little nervous, so probably I was going to assume it was after the affair, but I don't remember.
Casey, I totally agree. It's a really good trial. And I don't know why this was not covered more on YouTube. I think if people knew like how the au pair trial and all that was going to go, this would have had a lot more coverage, in my opinion. This one's really good.
How were you introduced to Megan and Ted at the birthday party?
As Amy's friend.
Who's Amy?
His sister.
Were you eventually introduced as Kevin's girlfriend?
Yes.
When was that?
I don't know the exact date.
Was it within a
couple
week?
months later, maybe?
A couple of months?
I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know because I don't know. If you have a date, I can try to remember for you.
The au pair trial is awful.
Did you ever? When did you start texting with Megan?
I'm not sure. She was in college, so.
Was it around the time of the birthday party?
Objective surveillance.
Was it at the birthday party? I'm sorry.
Was it around the time of the birthday party?
I don't know. I would think it would be after. I didn't have her number at the birthday party.
The night prior to Marcy's death, were you texting with Kevin?
I'm sorry.
The night prior to Marcy's death, were you texting with Kevin?
I did answer that, and I said I wasn't sure only because we would say goodnight. But I can't say 1,000% if I text him or he texts me that night.
At that point in time, were you speaking every day?
Yes, that's why I said I assumed it was every night,
Oh,
pretty much.
Okay. How often would you generally speak during the day at that point in time?
Sometimes he was at work and he couldn't, or I was at work and I couldn't, so it varied very much on how much we spoke. Some days it was a long, a lot. Some days it wasn't.
Do you remember the last time you spoke with Kevin that night?
No, I don't.
Do you recall whether you were speaking with Kevin at any point prior or between midnight and 4:30 a.m.?
No.
When did you first hear from Kevin after Marcy's death?
I texted him and said, good morning, how's everything? Just kind of a normal good morning. And I didn't hear from him. So it was probably 9 o'clock in the morning when I heard something from him, and he said that she had passed and he was going to Seattle to get Megan.
And when was the first time that you went to that residence after Marcy's death?
Kevin's birthday.
The birthday party? Yeah.
I love how she keeps calling it the birthday party, and they've all been like, no, it was a gathering. It was solemn. But she's all like, oh, it was the party. Wait until we also show when the police come to question Kevin again. I think it's like a month or so after the death, or a few weeks. And she was in the garage and she said, oh, I didn't know the police were there. She just hung out in the garage while the police were with him for an hour.
You were at Kevin's home on January 23rd when the police arrived, were you not?
Yes, I was.
You were with him in the garage?
I was.
And you stayed in the garage the whole time that he spoke with police, did you not?
Yes, when the police officers left, Kevin was taking their card and I walked in by the bathroom into the kitchen. But that's as far, we stayed mainly in the garage.
Oh, so you're saying you came out of the garage while the police officers were still there?
No, ma'am. When they left.
Y'all know what goes in a garage, right? Trash.
Kevin had opened the door and said, I'm going to put this away. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you come out of the garage?
The garage was kind of a safe place. It was more Kevin's area. And we heard a knock at the door, but since we were in the garage, we didn't know it was an actual knock at the door. And then it was a big bang. And Kevin said, oh, I'll go check that. And I just stayed in the garage. It is set up with chairs and it's not like a typical garage.
So he never told you that it was the police there?
He never came out. Nobody came to the garage.
He didn't have a conversation with you before leaving the garage saying it's the police and I'm gonna
We had
probably
no, we thought it was Chuck, the neighbor, actually. He's like, it's probably Chuck, and answered the door. I had no idea the police were there.
And during the birthday party, what part of the house were you in?
Mainly the garage. It was just like everyone was in the garage. That was a place of gathering.
Did you ever come into the main house?
I did.
Do you remember telling me in a private interview or a prior interview that you never went into the main house, that you were only ever in the garage?
No, because I would walk in the house even if I had to use the restroom. But I think maybe I was understanding your questioning to be that, did I hang out in the main area? I had to come through the front door, so I had to be in the house. So you're questioning, maybe I was thinking that you were saying that did we hang out continually? But no, it was.
How much do you want to bet this little man cave that she would come over to that garage when Marcy was still alive and up in that bedroom? I would bet $100 on it.
In the garage mainly.
And you indicated that you're currently engaged to Kevin?
Yes.
When did Kevin propose?
September 1st.
Of what year?
2024.
And you indicated that you're currently living with Kevin and Ted?
Yes.
Who primarily supports the finances of the household?
We all do. I have a full-time job, and Kevin has retirement.
Is that his pension?
His retirement.
Is that his pension?
Ma'am, I don't know. he retired, so if it's his pension, if it goes along with retirement.
Do you recall previously telling me that he was the primary earner in the household?
No, I remember telling you that we both are, and that I am the signer on the house with Ted, so he could get credit on his credit. Because I have enough credit to rent the home that I'm in. He does help, but I'm the primary signer. So
So they're renting, and I guess he probably didn't sign because he had a big, criminal case pending, and that would have been a nightmare when he got convicted. So she's living with that little Ted.
So you and Ted are on the lease together?
yes, ma'am.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Good examination. Good morning, Ms. Ward. You said you've been engaged since September 2024, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just about a little over a year, right?
Yeah, that was because my mom was unhealthy and he wanted to right there.
Understood. It's fair to say that at some point, you two were hoping for a life together. Isn't that accurate?
Yes.
And Megan's marriage, you said, was scheduled to be in July. That would have been July of 2023. Is that right?
23, 24. Sorry.
It would have been the July after Marcy passed.
Yes. Sorry.
And you might not have had specific conversations, but there was a general understanding that at least someday in the future, Kevin would get divorced.
Yes.
On the 23rd, when you remained in the garage and the police came, you say you weren't aware it was the police, right?
I was not aware.
And you thought it was the neighbor Chuck?
I did.
Did you not want to meet the neighbor Chuck?
If Kevin wanted to, I would have. I wasn't hiding in the garage. Made that clear.
Okay. And the reason you didn't go in the house because you just weren't comfortable being in the house, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's all, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Can the witness speak to you?
Yes.
I will reserve on this witness.
Okay, so you're free to go at this time, but you're subject to recall.
Y'all are making me happy because you're like getting into this just like I did. And I just couldn't believe like nobody was talking about it. And I'm just happy because y'all have all the questions that I was like, wait, what? But it's a good one. So tomorrow we'll do because tonight I'm doing the my Adelson thing. But
I remember.
we'll do his mom and sisters. And then we'll get the text messages. And of course, Kevin takes the stand. It's really, really good. So it's like the sleeper trial. Yeah, it is. Because, this is what happens though. Everybody builds up these trials and then it's just like they fall flat. It's kind of what the, honestly, the Dan Markell case, I think, like nobody was really following it as much. And then it just kept growing and growing. So anyway, I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. And thank y'all for coming on. And I hope everybody's staying warm. And I am going to, so it's 6:20 here in Nashville. And I think I'm going to go live at 7:15. So I'm excited about this video I did of all these different clips. So it's not saying the timeline of when Wendy will be arrested. It's just some things to think about. That's all I'm saying. But thank y'all so much. And I hope to see y'all in about an hour. And I'll set a live stream for tomorrow on this. I know there's football and all that on, but it is what it is. So see you later. Bye.
The state isn't going to decide to arrest me. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I believe that the truth has a way of coming out.
Okay, so we think like he's not waking up. Like, is that?
There is enough circumstantial evidence there to infer that Wendy took affirmative steps to help further the conspiracy.